guys, what is going on? Man, you guys, I was confused for a second because some of you guys, I guess people were in this live stream earlier today and then jumped into the other one thinking that, so I was like, wait, what? Why are there chats from like 1 p.m. in here? Guys, what's going on, man? Guys, thanks for being here. Right? You know? Guys, thanks to all you guys who were on the live stream earlier, guys. You know? But boy, oh boy, guys, do we have some stuff to talk about. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Let's do this. All right, guys. I'm gonna drop the link early, guys. Anyone who's coming up, guys, I will be out of town next week, so there probably won't be any live streams, but I will be dropping content, guys. You know, I can even maybe do some Discord stuff. You know, but yeah, guys. Let me see. Red Doors here. 2000s guys here. Whiteouts here. Michael Norman's here. 8-Bit Bangers here. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Guys, it's good to see you, right? Let me do this. Let me do some housekeeping here as usual. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second, guys. Let me just do one thing here. Let me pin the StreamYard link. There we are. Okay, so guys, let me share my screen here. Michael Norman, yeah, I have a whole guys, for all you guys, I do a lot of, I have long playlists of videos, right? A couple of them I need to break up, but things like divorce chicks, old chicks, the homelessness guys, I have tons of those all in playlists. So guys, always make sure to check out the playlist at the end. John James, what's up, dude? Tim Hicks, what's up, man? Dante's here. Now, guys, let's break some news, okay? Let's break some news. Now, guys, Orange Man and Musk are not playing nice right now. Did you see this? Did you see this, guys? Okay. I'm trying to figure out like how I can look at all the tweets, right? But dude, Musk is claiming Orange Man's on the Schmepstein files, and let's see. Hold on. Maybe I can just go to Twitter. But guys, have you seen this? Have you guys seen this? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay. So Elon Musk says time to drop the big bomb. The Orange Man is in the Schmepstein files. This is the real reason that they've not been public. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Guys, come on, right? Come on. Now, guys, okay. And this is why the Democrats go, oh, well, Elon Musk was running the White House. Guys, Orange Man's ego is so big, he would never let anyone run something that he's in charge of. I guarantee that Musk, he wanted to make an unfair deal, And Orange Man said no. And now Musk is crying, right? You know what I mean? Look at this. Because, guys, someone that does this, it's like he's a wronged, like an ex-girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Someone says Elon thought the president was involved in the Epstein. Why did you hang out with him for 6 months? Yeah. Look at that, guys. So, guys, this is all about that big bill that they're trying to pass. Yeah. Guys, wasn't Elon on a bunch of ketamine anyway? Yeah. Guys, honestly, like, I don't see how people think that this makes Orange Man look bad. If anything, like, if you're all about someone and then all of a sudden there's a quote unquote separation and then you're crying and besmirching that person's character, that makes you look worse than anything else. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, guys, this is going on right now, day to day, month to month, minute to minute. You know, more stuff they're dropping in the news. So, guys, here's the thing. There's no, everyone's like, I think someone has said that the Democrats are going to pounce on this. How? What if they get, are they going to march AOC out there? You know what I'm saying? Are they going to march Pete Butt Cheek out there? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Hold on, guys. There's one more news story here that I want to show you guys here. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second here. Here we go, guys.
Board meeting to speak out about the recent suspension of principals.
And for the first time, we're hearing from the board member who represents District 6. Audrey Kell High School is in that district. Now, we've been reporting for weeks. Audrey Kell's principal was suspended with pay May 2nd. Weeks later, she announced her retirement. Then, May 20th, another principal was suspended with pay, Jennifer Schroeder, who is the principal at Randolph Middle School. Police reports show Schroeder was shoved into a wall by a parent 2 weeks before her suspension.
Yeah.
WBTV's Claire Kopsky has been speaking.
Now, guys, I'm going to do a video on these teachers that are quitting because of these knuckleheaded parents, right? And the Pokemon that are running around, you know? So,
speaking to parents and school board members about these suspensions.
She joins us now live outside the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Government Center with the latest on all this. Claire.
Well, Jamie and Kim, transparency and an explanation. That's what parents who will be here tonight say that they're hoping to get out of this meeting with school board members. Now, Audrey Kell parents, some of which who have already begun to gather, they are here tonight.
Wait.
A traffic stop in Goliad County leads to two brothers being turned over to immigration authorities.
This is what I wanted to show you guys. The other one, I'll show you guys on the next one. But guys, look at this. Look at this. Hey, guys, what do I always say about immigration, right? Na. Hey, goodbye.
A stop in Goliad County leads to two brothers being turned over to immigration authorities.
Let's go!
Are now in the detention center in McAllen. Our Ricky Munoz looks at what the police report says and why the family is calling this unfair.
How?
I'm standing outside the Mexican consulate where families like Felipe Lopez has sometimes come and asked for help after a detention. The Goliad County Sheriff's Office says it was a routine stop, but the family is shaken up. Now the attorney and the family are fighting to get them back home. On May 29th, around 5:30 p.m., a black pickup was pulled over on Highway 59 for tinted windows that were too dark, a violation under Texas Transportation Code. When deputies asked for licenses, the report says the man provided Mexican IDs, but no valid U.S. driver's license.
Look at that! Look at that! They were They have Mexican IDs, no American driver's license, and they're wondering why ICE came. Come on, man.
Border Patrol was called, and two of the three men, Felipe and Aristeo Lopez, were taken into custody for lacking legal status. The family's attorney, Alma Garcia Rivera, calls it a troubling pattern.
These gentlemen were pulled over on their way home from work. Now, they didn't receive any tickets. They were not arrested for any criminal charges.
At home, the family is left asking why. Ana Alonso.
What do you mean, why? First of all, guys, if you're in a country illegally, you shouldn't be breaking any laws. And having too dark of tint is breaking the law.
Felipe's wife says they've been in Texas for over 25 years, working, paying taxes, and supporting their children. I know this question is going to sound super direct, but he's been here for 25 years living that American dream. Why didn't he try to become a citizen or a resident?
That is a good question, right? Right, guys? You know? Hey guys, let's see what these morons say.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have papers. We've gone to many lawyers and they've told us if he had a visa or if our son was in the army, maybe. But that's the only option, unfortunately.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
You could always go back across the border and then try and come back legally, right, guys? Come on.
Their daughter, Montserrat, a Texas A&M student, says her dad has sacrificed everything for them.
We are where we are because of him. You know, he managed to give us everything out of nothing. He didn't have anything for himself, but he gave us.
Think about how insane that is, guys. This is the only country on earth where you can have a big truck, a house, all this other stuff and be illegal, but there's homeless veterans out there. Insane.
That's what he could. And I think for me and my sister, it's going to be even harder just because we were like daddy's little girls.
And what makes it harder for this family, Felipe won't be there this week to see his youngest daughter walk the stage for her high school graduation.
Imagine seeing both of them cry fills me with anger and helplessness. It hurts because he doesn't.
I guarantee you guys that the mom's illegal too. And get her out of here too, right, guys?
Deserve this. Neither of them does. We contribute to this country, and we.
You know what though, Steve, hold on. Guys, some of them do work and pay taxes, but so what? Even that paying taxes argument, that should be a constant fee or fine for being here illegally. It doesn't matter if. It just drives me insane. You know what I'm saying?
Shouldn't be going through this.
Now, the family attorney says that this raises bigger questions on how traffic stops are now becoming a bigger concern for people who are here undocumented. And as far as the family, the daughter is graduating on Wednesday.
Well, like I said, some of them get fake socials. Some of them use like a dead person's social. Some of these places find a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen guys in Texas that have paychecks with taxes taken out of them. So, yeah.
And she is upset that her dad will not be there. I'll continue following his story and keep you updated.
Now, guys, I did drop the link. So anyone who's coming up, hit the button. You know what I'm saying?
On air and online at click2houston.com. Reporting in West Houston, I'm Ricky Munoz, KPRC 2 News.
Guys, here, we'll do this.
The other big story here takes us to federal.
Immigrants face expedited deportations. Let's go. Let's go. Good. We need to have an express lane. Let's go. Digital. What's up, dude? DTM is here. Randy Tyson, what's up, man? Kelvin, what's up, man? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Here we go.
Courts. It's gotten a lot of attention across the country. Federal agents arresting migrants.
So, guys, what I was saying is like, you know, one of the arguments that the wokey wokes use. Well, they're attached tax-paying citizens. You can't kick them out, even if they were paying taxes. That doesn't change the fact that they're here illegally. They could be doing everything that they're supposed to do, but they're not here legally. It doesn't matter. People are talking about B, C, D, E, F, where I'm talking about A here. I don't care if you're curing cancer, if you're saving baby seals. If you're not here legally, Michael, I did a story on that. Guys, I did the 300 News on that deputy that got tricked by the transformer. You know what I'm saying? So guys, go and check that out.
They show up for their immigration court hearings. Now, for some asylum seekers, the fear of being deported is getting more intense by the day. Our Ken Molestina meeting with one mother who says she is so scared that she's leaving voluntarily.
We've seen it several times in Dallas. Migrants in legal proceedings showing up to their scheduled court dates just to have an immigration judge dismiss their case and then be arrested immediately by federal agents waiting in the hallways. It's a new tactic by the Trump administration that's also playing out nationwide. In San Antonio, the scenes there much more dramatic, where some are seen and heard desperately begging for help. It was at immigration court in Dallas that we met a 22-year-old Venezuelan mother and her 5-year-old son. They didn't want to be identified, but told us.
¿Cuál es el miedo tuyo ahorita? What's your fear right now?
Que sea expulsado.
That getting deported through the Trump administration's expedited removal process is...
Guys, repeat after me. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.
her greatest fear.
El miedo tuyo es que te deporten a ti y te dejen a tu hijo aquí solo. Your fear is that you'll get deported and your son will remain here by himself.
El juez me dijo que mi cita era el día 1 de octubre.
She says the judge ordered her to return to the courtroom in October and told her to come by herself.
Ese día decidan mi expulsión. ¿Dónde va a quedar mi hijo?
We all know why they told her to come by herself, right? Yep. But guys, here, let's do this. I already did a story on this, but here we go.
A lieutenant in the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office seeing the other side of a jail cell before bonding out this afternoon. This coming all because of a nightclub outing that ended with him under arrest. 7's Jessica Hawley is live in West Miami-Dade, where the lieutenant was released a short time ago. Jessica.
Are there no hot news anchors in Miami? Are they all these washed up turkey neck broads? Like, what's going on here? Look at this chick right here, guys.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
I didn't do it. That was the message from this MDSO lieutenant, but a transgender woman tells police he choked her and she had to fight her way out of his apartment. He was released just a couple of hours ago. As the jail gates close behind him, a Miami-Dade sheriff's deputy walks out ready to talk.
I did not squeeze that woman's neck.
54-year-old Daniel Shala says he didn't do anything wrong during an encounter with a transgender woman.
It's definitely lies on her part.
Her part was described in a Miami police arrest report. After meeting Shala at 11 nightclub in Miami, she tells police they went to his 26th floor apartment downtown, where things took a terrifying turn. She says Shala kissed her, then got rough as he continued to hold the victim in a tight grip.
And then he reached for the clam, and you know what he found out, guys?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
His arm tighter against the victim's neck until she yelled, "Babe, you're hurting me. Stop, stop." She tells police after trying to fight him off for 3 minutes, she was able to break free and run for help. When police arrived, the woman was found with red marks on the right side of her neck and chin.
All right, so I think there's probable cause for battery.
Shala has been on the county's police force for more than 30 years. He was honored in July of last year. Now the county's top cop is stating she is disappointed to learn that one of my deputies has been arrested. She goes on to say it.
You know what he found out, guys?
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man.
And guys, of course, look at them at the Miami sheriff, right? The freaking ponytail patrol
tarnishes our profession and the public's trust. Shala insists he didn't do anything wrong.
I'm most certainly innocent of this and did not engage in any kind of battery or a rough play.
Here you go.
Charges are dropped for a Miami-Dade deputy who was accused of being violent with a transgender woman he met at 11 nightclub back in April. But today, state attorneys announced that they have cleared the lieutenant from all crimes.
Look at that, guys. He got cleared. You know what I'm saying? And guys, these knuckleheads need to stop playing with people. You know, these transformers know a guy is straight. They know it for a fact, and they still want to play games, man. And guys, I don't condone bad things to happen. I don't. You know, I don't want bad things to happen to people. But if you play stupid games, oftentimes stupid prizes will be won.
Totally agree.
You know what I mean?
NBC6 reporter Christian Colon joins us with why the drop in charges and the exclusive video of the officer's arrest.
Tech VOF, what's up, man? Godfather's here. Captain Palsy's here. Kevin Murray's here. Well, what's going on, guys? Larry's here. What's going on, guys? Good to see you all, guys. I did drop the links. So, but guys, anyone who wants to join, just make sure that your audio is clear and you don't have any background noise, please.
You'll see.
And that the YouTube is turned off in the background.
Only on 6.
We just met. We came back to my place of residence.
Okay.
And that's it.
And what happened inside?
Nothing.
So guys, listen to how this ponytail patrol talks to him, okay?
You guys didn't argue?
We didn't argue.
You just stated that you did.
Kicked her out.
This is the moment Daniel Chala, Miami-Dade County deputy of more than 30 years, is questioned by police at his apartment after a night out at 11.
Why did you kick her out?
Because I didn't care for her.
Why didn't you care for her?
Because I didn't like her.
Okay. Did something happen inside that made you not like her,
There
or
was
that made
no
you kick her
violence
off?
whatsoever.
Chala denies being violent to his guest. But records show he went home with a woman who accused him of wrapping his arm around her neck tightly and refusing to let her go. The woman who eventually ran out.
And guys, if you watch the video that I did on this, when it just says he attacked a woman, all of a sudden this guy's a piece of junk, he's a piece of trash, he's a villain, he's horrible. But then once they tell you that it's a transformer, the comments completely change. You know what I'm saying? This shows how biased that the media is against men. You know what I'm saying? Look at that.
Out to get help. Records show was seen by witnesses bleeding from the mouth and with marks.
Represented at all times that she was a woman, when in fact she was a man, meaning that she still had male anatomy.
Suzy Rivero Ayala, Chala's attorney, says the woman lied to the officer about her gender and he wanted her out.
You guys are like standing here like if I assaulted her. I did not assault her.
Chala was arrested
Turn around. Don't resist.
for allegedly battering and preventing the woman from leaving.
Because you seem intoxicated.
I am intoxicated, but the thing is that I never assaulted her.
But today, about a month after this arrest, prosecutors cleared Chala of any crimes. The state attorney's office tells NBC6 after numerous attempts to get the victim to cooperate, she refused to assist with the investigation.
There you go, guys. Because that knucklehead knew that they were lying the whole time. So, but all right, guys. Let's talk about it here. So, guys, we're going to talk about the worst group of women to date, right? And guys, first, we're going to go by generation, okay? Because, guys, there's big differences between boomers Generation X, and then millennials and Gen Z, right? And guys, boomers are 46 to 64, and yes, guys, there are chicks that are single that are that age. These chicks that are in their 60s and 70s, guys, right? They are single and ready to mingle. Guys, hold on.
Hey, AJ.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the DDG and Hailey Bailey situation?
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is he was being the bigger guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he could only do that for so long. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was due to academics who said they're having trouble, and the first thing that she's gonna do is painting him out to be an abuser and all, and that's the first thing she did.
Predicted it. That's crazy. The prediction was right.
Yeah, Mac, your microphone, you were good, and then you moved. So I don't know, like, if you're coming close or going farther away, but I need to focus on having good audio. So when you first started talking, you were fine, and then it borged out. So find that perfect spot to talk, and then we'll be good. But yeah, so guys, that's what they always do, right? I guarantee that she was crazy in the background. Well, guys, DDG, he's a streamer. He makes a lot of money. He's a good guy. I guarantee she thought, oh, well, I'm the Little Mermaid now. So I'm strong and independent. I make more money than you. And he was like, whatever. Right? And that's probably why they broke up, is because she was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So then he dumps her, and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna kill your bitch ass, bitch. And of course, he's chill, he's moving on. So she said, you are not gonna have peace. Because that's the number one thing that these chicks go for, is a man's peace. Now, guys, let's look at some of these 70-year-old broads dating. You guys remember this chick, right? You remember her? I did a video on her like a year ago. Look at this, guys.
You're not going to believe this. I'm 72 years old, and I'm going to start dating again. Crazy, right? Here's the backstory. Got married, had a son, got divorced, didn't want to bring any other man into my son's life while he was growing up, so I didn't date. And then, unfortunately, my son passed away. So
you spun like angry guy, huh?
Well, then I didn't feel like doing anything for years. And now here I am at 72 years old.
Look at that, guys.
And I'm kind of lonely and would like some companionship, somebody to do stuff with, and really don't like the idea of spending the rest of my life alone. So I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna start dating again. Ugh. And I have absolutely no idea what to do. None. So if you want to come along on this journey with me, just press that follow button below. See you next time. Bye.
Guys, so she's trying to increase her chances of getting a date, right? And guys, we all know what will increase, right?
I ain't gonna lie. The only thing I'm finna increase is my motherfucking fist across your goddamn face. That's what the fuck, that's what's about to get increased.
Look at this chick right here, guys. Look at that. A blue angel? What is a blue angel? What?
Good morning.
Ugh.
I'm headed off to work today, but just wanted to share a happy memory with you. I used to work at AT&T in a high-rise building right across the street from...
I can't.
What? I just got back from a walk with my dog, and people have their houses decorated for Halloween.
Ugh.
Hi, guys. Update on the coffee date this morning.
Guys, she's 72 and going out on coffee dates. Now, guys, if you were to like make this voice like with a voice changer and have it go, you would think that she's like 25. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely insane. Guys, these chicks are cooked. And this is a boomer, man. You know what I'm saying? And guys, this the fact that this chick thinks that she's 70 something, they can be out here dating shows how delusional they are, right? Garrett Grant, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Ken, what's going on? Michael Norman's here. Guys, hold on. Look at this. You remember this chick? You guys remember Dee Snider? Look at this, guys. Look at that. We're not gonna take it. Oh no. Tell me, Mr. Sister, what do you want to do with your life? I want to rock. I want to rock. I want to rock. Oh no, guys. Hold on, guys. Look. Hold on. Where is he? Oh man, guys, the best things in life truly are free, man. Look at this. Look at.
Hello, my name is Gail, and this is my first TikTok, and I would like to talk about online dating. I come on here and I see many women talk about online dating in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, but nobody's talking about online dating in their 70s. Well, let me tell you, if you think it's difficult when you're younger, when you're 70, I can't even get anybody to go and have coffee with me. So, there you go. Okay, I lied. I can get somebody to meet me, but you know what? It's very hard, and they're so old. 70-year-old guys are so old.
You're old! You're old, you absolute dunderhead! What are you talking about?
You stupid woman!
What is going on? Hey guys, you're not supposed to be dating in your 40s and 50s as a woman. Guys, here, what's the cutoff dating age for a woman, guys? Guys, everyone in this chat right now, I want to know what you think is a cutoff dating age for women. What date are they cooked? Cooked. Now, Randy says 35. Ava Banger says 30. Garrett Grant says 30. John James says 45. Michael Norman says 60. Now, guys, I think it's like 34. 34, because what happens is those baby rabies really, really kick in, right? If you're 31, 32, then you still have enough time to actually like meet a guy and actually like not have that baby raby rush. But then also like, see that the beginning, guys, think about how much younger that a 30-year-old chick seems than a 39-year-old chick, right? Guys, visualize how much older a 39-year-old chick is than a 30-year-old. Do you get the difference in how set in their ways a 39-year-old chick, and how all the man hating and all the extra man hating that happens in the late 30s So I would say 34. 34 is still reasonable where a chick can expect to actually like get her head on straight, meet a good guy, and not be a knucklehead. Deprogram herself. But anything past that, and they're cooked. Cooked. Kelvin says 19. John James, we don't. A 40-year-old guys, what do you need a female companion for? You know what? Let's pump the brakes. John James, and I'm not trying to say that you're saying this, but there was someone else who was saying something like this. Guys, women don't make good companions at all. The only chicks that you should be talking to regularly, other than your coworkers, are your female family members and a woman who you're having sex with. Period. Because what are you gonna? If you're 40, you have a 40-year-old chick who's what, your friend. What are you gonna talk to her about? Cars, about sports, about video games, about politics, about Star Wars? No. Having a female companion costs you the most valuable thing you have as a man, and that is your time. You know what I'm saying? Or money. Because John James, I can't pay my rent this month. Can you please help me? Oh, John James, can you please come to my house and help and move this refrigerator? John James, my toilet is leaking. Can you come and fix it? The only men that are supposed to be fixing stuff around a woman's house is her father or a male family member, a guy she's paying, or a guy she's fucking. Period. And that's what husbands used to be for. If you have a female companion, you are giving her girlfriend. You're giving her the boyfriend experience, but without getting the boyfriend benefits. And if you think that any of us here are going to do that, shit, come on. All right, guys. So we'll do one more, right? These chicks in their 70s here. Jesus. Oh, how do you do TikTok?
Date.
What? Hold on. I had a.
I just actually broke up.
I gotta figure this out here. Okay.
I want you. I want to get to know you. I like you. No, you don't. You just want to touch my private parts. This is not a petting zoo.
Hey, Steve M, she's all yours. Guys, I want you to. I know that we have a couple guys in here that are in their 60s, right? Because everyone else, close your eyes and age yourself up to 70, 71. Why would you want to get with this when there's like a 38-year-old chick that you could probably smash? You know what I'm saying? Why? Makes no sense. Now, guys, so these are the boomers, right? And then, where are the chicks in their 60s? Hold on, guys. And then we have the Gen X chicks, right? The Gen X chicks, and they are delusional as all get out. Guys, I would have to say, these are the chicks that got divorced, right? Listen.
Hi, my name is Lynn, and I am coming to you with my first TikTok video. I did use a filter, which is making me feel better about myself, and I'll work.
Yeah, John James, yeah, that's because they're Asian. They're Japanese and Filipino. They take care of themselves. And then, what is it? Asian don't raisin, black don't crack, and brown sticks around. You know what I'm saying? Guys, you guys know who aged the worst of these British chicks? Guys, these British chicks age like goat milk. You know what I'm saying?
work on that, hopefully just go filter free at some point. I am 63 years old. I'm an artist. I am single. I did have children. I did have a marriage in the Wayback Machine. I'm passionate about a lot of things, and I'm going to share everything I know and don't know around being over 60, single and dating, pursuing my passion for painting, still trying to pay the mortgage, and healing from trauma as well.
There it is. There it is, guys. There it is right there. Healing from trauma. Look at that, guys. Cooked. Absolutely cooked. Uh-oh. What happened to my thing here? Hold on, guys. Absolutely cooked, man. So, guys, out of the boomers and then the older Gen X, guys, what do you think, right? Because, guys, this chick right here, think about what she just said, right? She's saying the exact same thing that a 30-year-old would say. Or 40-year-old. I had a marriage. I had some kids. I have trauma. Guys, she's 63 years old. Does this seem like, guys, think about your grandma when she was, like when you were young, when you were like 15 and your grandma was like 55 or something. Was she anything like this? You know? Was she anything like this at all? We live with the most youth-obsessed, self-centered, knuckleheaded, moronic, idiotic, anti-life, anti-family, goofball group of women that have ever lived. And this is where things went off the rails, was right around Gen X, man. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, guys. The craziest part about it is millennials and Gen Z women are just not getting married. But Gen X got married and they're getting divorced. So they had the marriage. They actually had the marriage and had the kids. Whereas millennial chicks are just saying, they're saying the hell with them, the whole marriage. They're going to all be single moms.
You didn't have second thoughts. Now you're a single mom. Now you're a single mom.
Cruising. Gen X is the best of men, right? We're the best men. Yeah, we are. I would say boomers and Gen X men, right? Because, guys, boomer guys were the guys who worked at the plant. You know what I'm saying? They were the last ones that benefited from that classic old school mindset. But us Gen X guys, right? We were the first ones to actually start bucking the trend. You know? To actually realize that something's wrong. And it was a hard road. Ice skating uphill for a lot of us Gen X guys to realize that something was going on.
As cooking.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Uh-oh.
Let's talk about the new poll out of Iowa.
Hold on. So look, so she's doing all of her, I'm so pretty. I'm so beautiful. At 60. Come on, man. Come on. Okay, here we go.
So hi, everybody. I am trying to figure out what the actual fuck is going on. I am trying to do online dating.
Now, guys, out of all these chicks, all these Gen X chicks, okay, so guys, we're getting so I'm going by women in their 70s, the 60s, 50s, and 40s, okay? So, guys, this is Gen X. We're going to go down to the 50s, right? And they're going to talk about dating in their 50s. Guys, what percentage of these chicks do you think will be divorced? Right? Instead of never married. I would say 99% of them were all divorced. So they had a guy, they had a good guy, and they left him, and now they're out here. You know what I'm saying? John Smith says that intelligent black men marry Asian, white, Latin. Yeah, facts. Well, I think all men should marry Asian, white, Latin in that order. White guys, black guys, anyone. If you were smart enough, guys, you would do this, you know? So
I've been single for 7 years. I'm
single for 7 years. And she's in her 60s, guys. Look at that.
60 years old. But I have been stood up 3 weeks in a row.
Look at that. 3 weeks in a row. Look at that. And guys, Gray Fox Chad is not playing. A Gray Fox Tyrone, he's not playing, guys. Guys, who in here is in their late 50s and 60s and early 60s? Put a 1, guys. Out or here, put your age. If you're in your late 50s or early 60s, right? Hell yeah, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Look at that. Yeah, so I know Steve. Steve, you're in your 60s? I believe. Because so Marcus says Steve Pocket's 58. I think Steve is like 60. David. Guys, all you guys, vintage is 71. Okay, guys. All you guys, okay? Guys, I want you to let me know if you would ever, just put a yes or a no, if you would ever date a chick that's near your age. I'm talking even spend time with, like go and have dinner with, have sex with. I'm talking go for a romantic walk with. Would you ever waste your time doing so? Ever? Kevin says, no, that was fast. He said, no fucking way. Let's go. Let's go. Look at that. Guys, all of these guys are all Gen X. Older Gen X guys, right? No, and no. Never. And guys, this is the thing. These chicks honestly think that they have their pick, that they're somehow in high demand. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Clayton. Yeah, she has crazy eyes, man. She has crazy eyes, guys. Look at that right there. And look at that, guys. And guys, here's the thing. They don't realize that they are competing with girls that are half their age. There are girls that are 25, 26, 30 who have some serious daddy issues who would bang, who would go for all these guys. You know what I'm saying? Cruising, Clayton, Vintage, David Graham. There are some 30-year-olds with daddy issues with your name on it. Straight up, dude. Vibing. What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. So
2 times from guys on Match and once from a work colleague. So I need some suggestions from you guys. I need to figure out what is going on. The one guy, we talked for like an hour and a half on the phone, and we were going to meet, and then he sends me a message the next night and says that we have a lot of similarities, but we're dissimilar too. And I don't think I'm ready to date. And I think I don't want to go out with you. And then I look on the Match site and his profile's still up. So
look at that. He was like, you know what? It isn't worth the effort to get some dried up old vag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Father says, here's some advice. Give up. Facts.
He says he doesn't want to date anymore, but he's still got his profile up. And then today I had a date. The guy even texted me and said, can we meet an hour earlier? And I was like, no, I've got plans. I'm going to church and I will meet you there right after. And he just sent me a text message that said he's helping his mother and it's taking longer than he thought and he will have to get a rain check. So I was like, okay, you know, who can be upset about a man that's helping his mom? So just get hold of me when you're available. And you would think he'd be like, well, how about Wednesday of next week? Or how about next Sunday? But nope, he's like, thanks for being a sweetheart and I appreciate it. And that was that. And then the guy from work we had plans for a week and then the day off just decides that he's got a more important meeting. So
Steve, what's up, dude? Unsupervised, what's going on, my friend? Adam A, what's going on? Snowboard, dude. These old desperate broads, dude. What is going on? These chicks trying to date in their 60s, bro.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? Guys, man,
Jeez.
just play the funeral march. You know what I'm saying? They are cooked.
Who wants to put butter on a croissant anyways? It's kind of gross.
It's just gross. And they're just so and they're so delusional, right? Well, here, I'm going to ask you first. What generation of women do you think is the worst? As far as like, if you were like a 55-year-old guy, right? And you were making money, right? In decent shape, had a nice vet, you know what I'm saying? And you had 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, and 60-year-olds. What do you think would actually be the worst? Worst to the best.
Millennials, I still think, are just their attitude just sucks. So, and I think Gen Z is a little younger. The girls would be kind of hotter.
Yeah, because guys, look, we all know that guys, all of us have standards, but as guys, if they're hot enough, some of those standards go out the window, right? You guys say, I would never smash a single mom, but guys, you're out at the bar, you know what I'm saying? Some 9 walks up to you, you know what I'm saying? You're a little bit tipsy. You go home, right? You freaking...
Well, you can smash, then they tell you like a week later that they're a single mom after you've hung out a few times. That's happened to me before. And you had no idea.
Yeah, and then like the 3rd or 4th date, she tells you because she wants to actually smash. You're like, do I just go along with this so I can smash? And guys, come on, you guys don't lie. Most of you guys have gone back to her house, smashed, and then hit her with the.
Who is this guy?
I don't know. 100%, yeah.
You know, but I would say that
because I would say no one gets down harder than a single mom when she doesn't have her kids around. She gets crazy.
Yeah,
they're more crazy than a party girl for some reason. They get nuts. So there is an upside a little bit to that.
Yeah, but I would say like Gen X chicks are cooked because a lot of them were divorced. Their generation, like Gen X chicks, actually did the quote unquote right thing and got married, but then during their marriage got the feminist brainwashing even more and divorced their husbands, whereas millennial chicks never really got married in the first place. So they made the decision to just be dumb and like not attach themselves to a guy, and then their choices led them to being never married in their early 40s. Whereas these chicks, they all had husbands. They all had a family unit, and they broke it because they're a bunch of morons.
Yeah.
So what do you think is worse?
Some Gen X women had actually a pretty good mindset, and they were pretty traditional and stuff. But that's rare, and that has been ruined because once they had a divorce, they started hitting the streets. And now they're just as much same thing as a millennial.
They're just older, and once they get back out, but here's the thing: that we have the most youth obsessed generation ever, right? So these chicks that are in these Gen X chicks, they listen to the same music as the millennials.
Yeah.
They dress the same. They talk the same. They're all at Taylor Swift's
on
concert.
Snapchat and stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, but in a way, they do have access to a lot of the same men because of dating apps and stuff.
That's what they think.
I'm saying the illusion of that.
Yes,
the illusion of it.
Any Gray Fox Chad is going to be smashing millennial chicks. He's not going to be smashing no Gen X.
For sure, yeah.
And once again, guys, what do I always say? This is the first time in history where 55-year-old chicks are competing for the same men as 25-year-old chicks.
Yeah.
When my mom was young, when you were 40 or 50, you were out the game and you stayed out the game.
Yeah.
When my grandma, she was young, you weren't trying to be out here being no 40-year-old chick, trying to be dating.
It's not classy. It's kind of garbage. It is. It is really strange.
I remember all.
Oh my god!
I've done all these chicks on a video.
So how's everybody doing today? Happy Saturday.
Jesus Christ, this chick looks like the crypt keeper, dude. Look at that.
Jesus.
About
Hey guys, who wants a gum job?
Oh my god. Yeah. An indentured servant job.
Oh no, guys, make sure to hit the like.
Oh man.
Make sure to hit the like button, guys. Let me check the likes here really fast. Hold on. 1 second, guys. Stupid thing. 1 minute, guys.
Her snatch smells like a Werther's original.
Yeah. Is that those like old people candies?
Yeah.
No, I don't even know what those are.
It smells like licorice down there, like black licorice. Yeah, that's that old person.
Oh no, guys, we have 104 people watching. Guys, we have 52 likes. Guys, make sure to hit the like button, guys. I'd appreciate that. Guys, hit the join button for memberships. Hit the super chat button. And guys, thanks for all you guys that have been hitting up the Cash App. Yeah, thanks for that, guys. Thanks so much. Guys, we'll get one more 6-year-old, and then we'll look at the 40-year-olds. Because the 40-year-old...
That's the gateway age where they think everything is possible. Still.
Yeah, well, here, snowboard. Here, what do you think is the Pocket Lint says she can't wait to get out of her Depends.
Oh my god.
Snowboard, what do you think is that hardcore date that a woman, that age where after that, dating wise, a woman's cooked?
38, perhaps.
I think it's 34. Because think about the difference, guys. A 30-year-old, think about how young that a 30-year-old still is and how old a 39-year-old is, right? Think about that. 34 is still enough time to where they can that baby rabies is just kicking in, and they're like not into that jaded, always a bridesmaid, never a bride, and they can somewhat try and compromise that effness crap. You know what I'm saying? But once they hit 35, 36, they're cooked. They're cooked
for sure.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I would say that 34 is that magic age.
I think that's a good point. I would agree with that.
George says you forgot about his MILF fetish. Banging a MILF in a race car bed on some old goldfish is a dream, bro. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I want my medication, and I want my croutons, please.
George
Guys,
wants those dino nuggets. served up to him.
what is that? I want fish because they're so delicious. Waterstar says to marry or start a family. Guys, to marry, if you're older than, as a woman, older than like 26, 27, you're cooked.
Yeah.
Right? You're basically cooked. Anything past mid-30s, and it's impossible, right? But I would say that you're basically cooked. Like, you should... past 27, chicks should basically, like, they're at Value Village. Like, if any guy proposes, they need to say yes. So...
Yeah, because their body can still look hot and all that, but their mind is and attitude and maybe even like spiritually or whatnot, they don't like men or want to cooperate with a man because they would have
worse.
They would have
they get older. Yeah, because
so that's kind of what it is. You can't really. I think they say once you're like 35, your like mindset is basically kind of like locked in.
Well, snowboard. Here's another thing too. You don't hear a lot of 28-year-olds talking to 45-year-olds, right?
No.
But you hear a lot of 37 and 38-year-olds talking to 45-year-olds.
Yeah, because they wised up a little bit.
Man hating, we hate men. They're where all the men are trash stuff. There's a feedback loop between the 35 and up chicks and the 50-year-olds that are single and worthless. You know what I'm saying? They're dragging them into their void, whereas the 28-year-old chicks, 29-year-old, 30-year-old chicks, they're still hot. They're still going out there with their girlfriends. They're still getting drinks from guys.
Traveling.
Yeah. So like once they hit that 34, 35, because what happens is that a lot of girls that are single 35, they hang out with older chicks that are worthless because all their friends that are worth a damn got married and had kids.
Yeah.
So now they're single, drinking wine, and no one but the friggin' cat lady down the street has any time to hang out. And it's all these damn men, these pieces of trash. You know what I mean?
And they didn't want to be a mother.
Yes.
Like some people think it's an honor to want to be a mom, and that's a good thing. Yeah, most women should.
Women, guys, hold on. Most women, because here's the thing, guys. Wait.
What is wrong with people?
This is just taking her fifth.
And they're using mad filters and stuff.
Let's see. Where's a chick in her 40s, guys? Hold on.
I deleted my.
Hold on, guys. Guys, most of the chicks on the earth, because you got to think about it. The West is a very, very, very small place, right? Most women take pride in being moms. Okay, we're talking about the Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia, right? South America. Being a mother is still a very, very high priority.
And that's a good thing.
Okay, so guys, this is where things really, really, really start going off the rails, right? Is in their 40s. And Colin, you are my age, right?
Yeah.
Let's cook, right? Colin, would you ever date a girl who's your age?
Hell no.
Age? Yeah. Nope. Look at this, guys.
Get ready with me for date number 13. Lucky number 13. I can feel it. So we met on Bumble. I don't know if you're familiar, but on Bumble, if you match the female.
So guys, what do you notice from the jump?
2 tattoos.
Thank you very much.
And she's filming herself talking about like she has the mindset of like a 27-year-old.
Thank you very much.
It's exactly just how it's really bizarre. It's kind of crazy, actually.
They're youth obsessed. This is the most youth obsessed group of women that there's ever been. And guys, let's also not forget.
You tell her she's a goddamn.
Here we go.
To message first. So we matched. I did not message. I don't know why. Our match was going to expire. He extended it for 24 hours. And if you're going to do that, I'm gonna give you a little effort back. Anyways, this man's profile said almost nothing. Literally, the only thing the prompt he used was "my personal hell is," and he said using this app.
So why are you going out with him, you dunderhead? You know
Yeah.
why, guys? Because she's desperate.
Yep.
Because she's desperate, guys. And watch. These are the types of chicks where she has these what is that, a flower? These tattoos, and it still expects a guy to take her out on an expensive date.
Listen, I don't know what the fuck you saying, but all I know, you ain't getting a motherfucking dime.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give you some room to hang yourself, like, be done with this. So I message and I say, if this app is your personal hell, make up a story about how we met, expecting literally nothing in return.
Ugh. Are you serious? Hey, so make up a story about how we met. Clown world.
Yeah. And notice how she doesn't even like him at all. She's acting like he's an inconvenience already without
Exactly.
He might actually be a decent dude. That's her age and stuff.
Yeah. And guys, here's another thing too.
She's already making fun of him publicly.
A woman has a better chance of being deleted in a terrorist attack than getting married in her 40s. I'm serious. That's true. Guys, by the time you're in your 40s and you're dating, you should just be looking for someone to just slide on into home with, ride off into the sunset with. You do this, I do this. Can we put up with each other's mess? Do you give good bee gibbers? And off we go. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. That's it. Look at that.
When I tell you this man delivered an entire story, a long story about how we met using personal details he got from my profile. Funny, engaging. I was like, what just happened?
Now, guys, she's in her 40s. Think about how delusional, think about how sad that this is her life, right? Because she's all optimistic. Because we all know that there's going to be a follow. It went terrible because he was 5'11" and not 6 foot, and he was wearing the wrong shoes, and he didn't know what a salad fork was, or you know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what they'd say. Just something like that.
Or he only makes $5,000 more than me, or he didn't wear a shirt and tie. He wore a polo shirt, or he sounds like he voted for Orange Man. You know what I'm saying?
He wore sandals.
Yeah.
And it's like Florida.
George Costanza says that women in their 40s are just, what does BP mean?
I don't
Just
know.
something that you do for practice to keep your swing good. Batting practice, okay.
Oh, batting
it's not
practice,
like it's a real game action. Couple nuts and go.
I guess so,
Guys,
yeah.
hold on. I didn't make that into a shirt. Couple nuts and go. I didn't make that into a mug. Let's go. I've been saying single moms equals couple nuts and go.
Definitely, yeah.
Hold on. I gotta tighten this down. Hold on. Single moms, couple nuts and go. And then women in their 40s, couple nuts and go. Yo, that's hilarious. Oh, George, I gotta steal that, dude. I gotta steal that. So let's go.
So instantly.
Oh, sorry, George. I gotta give you your
crouton.
Yeah, your thing here, man. Appreciate that. Yeah.
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and they're right there on the seat.
I'm intrigued. Conversation.
And guys, for all you members, there is a members only community post. I'll actually repost it, but there's 10% off merch on my community tab. So
Amazing. Funny. So much in common. And he's fine as hell.
Yeah,
so
right.
Anyways,
she's too
after
short.
Talking for a mere 24 hours.
This is her life, guys. Uh-oh.
My name is Bethany Joy, and you probably know me as this girl.
Hey, so I just wanted to talk to you guys. So I'm in this really interesting phase in life where
this particular TikTok blew up in 2020 during the pandemic, and I hate to inform you that dating has not gotten any better since the pandemic.
Look at that, dude. Look at that.
Because
Guys,
of you.
Look at the glasses, guys.
Yeah.
Those glasses. The filter. You know?
Have a pandemic of
Look at these simps in her comments. Hallelujah, beautiful. Love the humor. Come on.
men out here. In all seriousness, I know that there are great men out there, great godly men, and so this is just meant to be fun.
Now, how are you godly if you're
Yeah.
single in your 40s? How does that work, right, guys?
Because you're a 304 that whole time.
Yeah, this is why
It's the
you
only
don't sleep.
logical explanation.
Yeah, or you divorced your husband for no reason. That's not godly, right, guys? Right?
No.
But guys,
That's
let's talk about the things that these women consider godly, right? Right? Having bastard kids, letting Nug shoot up the club, divorcing your
Emotional
husband
affairs.
of 25 years for no reason. Yeah, texting your personal trainer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Drinking
Yeah.
on Xanax every night. Prescription drugs.
Yeah, getting the herp and the high five.
Adderall binge.
Yeah, the herp and the high five.
Yeah, doxycycline binge.
He's doing lying to penicillin.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh
that
no.
ain't razor burn. That ain't razor burn.
Yeah, guys, getting the bull ring.
Yeah,
come on, man.
A tattoo of like devil wings on your entire back with like Baphomet. They have like Baphomet thing
Hey,
or the
Colin snowboard. Deleting your children. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that, right?
And not even
Come
by
on.
plan B, the more bad way, plan A, just by like letting it get vacuumed out.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Plan B sponsored by Tic Tacs now, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The way that they're popping. Oh, guys, put a 1 if you agree, guys, that the church right now is a final form. Is a final resting place for all these 304s, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because guys, hold on. Do you guys see this? Hold on. Yeah. Do you guys see this? Where is it? Hold on, guys. Give me
It's
one.
gonna be like a
second.
female pastor with like a
Hold on,
face
it's
tattoo or something.
Hold on. Here it is. Do they have the thing? I found it on Twitter. Hold on, guys. Hold on. You guys see? Here you go, guys. There it is, guys. Look at this. Can I make this bigger? Guys, look. Turning Point USA's women's leadership. Look at this, guys. They have Alex Clark, Erica Kerr, Tulsi Gabbard, Brett Cooper, Lila Rose, feminist, Riley Gaines, feminist, Nala Ray is gonna be there. Look at that. Guys, conservatives, all these chicks are feminists, guys.
Yeah.
Put a 1 if you agree, guys. He said the host. Okay. All these chicks are feminists. All of them, guys. First of all, what would a conservative chick need with a young women's leadership conference anyways? I thought that if you're conservative, that you don't think that women should even be in positions of leadership anyways, right?
Yeah.
Look at this. And this Lila Rose, I don't know, guys, if you guys watched Pearly Things show, but Pearly Things cooked that broad yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Cooked her. You know? Well, I think that men get by getting married, men get heaven. They can go to heaven, and men get a godly woman and get to be a partnership and be one with this and one. These tradcons cannot articulate why a man should get married, right? And Pearly thinks, son, who are you to tell a guy what to do in his home with his life? Do you think that it's your place to do so? She said yes. She's like, well, then you're a feminist. And the chick got mad. I was laughing, But yeah, guys, look at this. All these chicks, right? And guys, this here. All
it's a
these
money
chicks,
grab too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
They shouldn't need to lead about it. They should just be at home with their kids and doing what they think is right instead of preaching it to everybody else.
See, women, they would do this in like the sewing circles and the social events, but they weren't out in public doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these chicks are all feminists. Look at this. I see a lot of men on this thread complaining. You can be conservative and traditional, but you don't have to be misogynistic. They're using the term misogynistic in a conservative thread, guys. This is how you know that these tradcons are cooked. Look at that. Everyone is talking about how Nala used to do corn and not about the fact that... Oh, wait. Oh, this person's talking mess. But yeah, guys. All this. So this person says that America doesn't need women to be leaders. They need women to be women.
Yep.
Everyone's so upset about Nala, but the bigger issue is that the rot of feminism is still deep in the bones of conservatism. Facts. Look at this. This person says, why are there pro-LDHG TV speakers at a conference for conservative chicks? Look at that. Good question, right, guys? Look at that. Someone says, why is a former corn star who still makes sexually charged innuendos online platforms at a Turning Point event? This chick says, wow. Well, I think this is a chick. A bunch of feminists and women who promote debauchery lifestyles. Yeah, look at that, guys. Someone says, why are women allowed to speak in public? Look, see, this guy said the best. This is absurd. Imagine women in leadership in the same title by a Christian conservative group. So the two are antithetical to one another, not only to conservative principles, but to Christian doctrine. How many of these young women are married and or have children? And for the ones that do, wouldn't Christian conservative principles dictate that they be at home taking care of their children?
Yeah.
Not to mention the 304 Nala Ray, who, by the way, denies the divinity of Christ and denies the Trinity. Absolute insanity. Someone says, can Transformers come? Let's go.
We should ask, can Cardi B be a guest speaker?
Lock the bounty hunter. I need to have a sound effect for you, man. Let me see that a bounty hunter would have. I'll have to find one.
Your hands up one, the cop one might work.
You know what? That might work because he is a bounty hunter. Locke, this is your new sound effect. Oh no, guys! You know stuff hits the fan when Hell Yeah shows up. What's up, buddy? What's going on, man?
You know, you could almost say this is the reality of what happened, because I backtracked this to Steven Crowder when he got his divorce, and you saw all the conservatives go.
Hell yeah, your microphone is acting up just a little bit, dude. It's like borging out a little bit. I don't know if you can, like,
hold on.
Are you on a speakerphone or
I'll reset.
headphones? Or... Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, guys, I'm just trying to make sure that that everyone's mics are good because a lot more people have been going back and watching the live streams since I've been clipping the lives. You know what I'm saying? But people have been they've been saying that people's microphones have been messing up and it's hurting the quality of the show. So I'm just trying to make sure that everyone's mics are good. Blackest Night, so what's up, dude? Hold on. Let's see. But yeah, this is a joke, guys. This is an absolute joke, and it sucks that Tulsi Gabbard's there because I like her. But now that I think about it, it is par for the course. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah. Could you imagine paying to listen to a bunch of female yappers, conservatives, or suckers? Facts. Yep. Look at that. Someone says, this is really lame, Charlie Kirk. That knowledge chick made a pile of money, then saw the light. If she had donated the majority of it, but she didn't. Yeah, guys, that's what I always say. If you found Jesus, why not give all of those millions away, right? You know what I'm saying? But instead, she's like, I'm going to take it in the pooper. I'm going to let all these Chads and Tyrones and Pookies and Nugnuts. And then all of a sudden, I get to lecture people. I get to have Michael Knowles friggin' platform me. What is this?
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys. Well, let's go back here. But back to these chicks in their 40s, and then, guys, now that we have a decent panel, guys, we're gonna get in the race, right? Because I don't think that people realize, like, we can talk about how B-dubs are probably the worst, but guys, you'd be shocked at where the discussion could actually go. So
fun and lighthearted to kind of share my woes and experiences in dating. I still fully believe that there are good men out there, men of God, men for me, and men for those of you that are single. But I think that it will help some of you for me to share the experiences that I have been dealing with. I was 36 when I made that TikTok, and I'm 40 now. So it just feels like it gets more scarce the more and more that I go on dates and the more discouraged I become. And I have found that dating sites are not for me, even if they might be for you. Yesterday, I was talking to a guy, 40, found out he had 5 children. First says he lives in Tennessee, then changes an hour later and says that he lives in Florida and he's lived there for 12 years. So I was very confused about that. Then he proceeds to kind of tell me his situation and story. And I said, okay, so tell me your story. I'm not against anybody that has been married before, has children. I'm actually here for it.
Yeah, because you can't be.
Yeah, yep. And guys,
she has to say that, but she's acting like she's being compassionate. She just can't. She probably used to be, but she realized that she can't be. But she's trying to pitch it like, I'm compassionate, I'm non-judgmental, I'm just so sweet.
Yeah,
all this stuff.
But true compassionate chicks and non-judgmental chicks don't make it to this age single and don't get lip fillers either. Hold on, guys. John Carlo. Guys, yeah, hold on. Let's pump the brakes right here, guys. Guys, J.K. Rowling is a wokey except on the Transformer issue. And that shows why the left will always lose. Because I told you guys, us in the red pill space, we cannot be so quick to disqualify each other, right?
Yeah.
If you agree with the person on 95% of everything, then to hell with what the rest of it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's like us
making
fun of Andrew Wilson, in a sense.
But Andrew Wilson's not red pill though. He's not part of our area. We are adjacent in a lot of our descriptions, but the prescriptive part is where we disagree with him. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys in different sectors where the descriptive is the same, right? But once you get to prescription, even the red pill, the red pill is more of like the descriptive part for, above all. And then guys are either black pill, MGTOW, monk mode, all that other stuff. That's the prescriptive part. You know what I'm saying? But guys, J.K. Rowling is pro-gay rights. She's pro-same-sex marriage. She's pro-climate change, whatever. She's pro all that stuff except this one issue right? And yet her side basically says, "How dare you?" You know what I'm saying? And this is
She's a
why
powerful figure for them too.
Yes.
Very powerful.
And they're othering her because of this one issue. I thought that they're supposed to support women. I thought that they were supposed to, support these guys. Think about
Diversity of thought.
J.K. Rowling. She's one of the most powerful entertainment figures of all time. She's a self-made billionaire. She wrote one of the most expansive, profitable franchises ever. Right? Yep. But because she doesn't believe in the Transformer thing, she's othered. And that's why our side will always win. Always. Because they're alienating a powerful ally based on that one thing. So you know what, guys? Good. Helps us a lot. So Snowboard, what were you saying?
No, I just was saying that she is a very powerful figure, and they're alienating her didn't do them any good.
Yep, that's true.
A blessing to be a bonus mom and like all that stuff. So, anyways, yeah, he proceeds to tell me that his wife cheated and that he's been filing for divorce for a while, but he's technically still married. If I'm wrong,
which
if
she
you tell me
loves.
that you have full custody, but you legally are still married, that means that like you haven't gone to court technically yet.
That's not true. You can be separated and have a custody agreement. By the way, guys, this is what the 40-year-olds have to put up with. This chick is an older millennial, and this chick is cooked. Guys, here, listen close. Do you hear this? Listen close, because this is her dating life.
You deal with custody things. So I feel like you telling me that you have full custody of your children, even though you're still married, is actually not true. Maybe you should.
Well, that is true. Here we go.
Okay, I guess it's not a series if I don't make more than one. So, second episode of Dating After 40.
I can hear someone breathing on their microphone. I don't know who that is, but it's a slight sound. So if whoever it is can just mute it.
So I've been dating now for almost a month, about a month. I've been on 7 dates, I think.
It's like a date every few days.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, so first date. We had incredible texting conversations. I mean, literally, it was like talking to a male version of myself.
That's a good thing?
Beta male. Anyways, that was wonderful. Showed up, met up at a pub, super cute. Had a good time. Decided to go somewhere quieter. We ended up going a few different places. Anyways, conversation was good. He was super sweet. He was a little more ADHD than I was anticipating, but he told me he was.
What is that?
Until we were at dinner and we were having this great conversation with our waitress. She was quite a bit younger. I loved her, and he ended up simulating finishing, and I don't mean his meal, in front of her. Yeah, so never spoke to him again after that.
Guys, that has
This is a one thing. Yeah.
Like, well,
And
that
it's
has to be
clearly it was a joke that he was doing.
Guys, first of all, she probably didn't like him in the first place, right? Because, guys, put a 1 in the chat if you've been out on a date with a chick and you knew she was into you and you know you did some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just know it. Like, you know that you said something stupid, or you even said that you voted for like the orange man. They don't care. If you're that dude, you know what I'm saying? They don't care.
Yeah.
Because if you're out on a date with a chick who feels like she's giving you a chance, she's just waiting through all this time and effort and stuff to disqualify you for something.
Yep.
Scozy, what's up, dude? Down in Australia. What's up, man? Brian Tucker, what's up, man? Who do I miss here? Jarvik, what's up, man? Yeah, guys, this is why you don't talk on a date. Because, guys, what's the number one thing that women love to talk about?
Their ex.
Themselves, yes. Yes. Guys, just let them talk. Really? You don't say. Really? And guys, just nod and then. And then it's like, shit, that was a question. Well, yeah, well, I tried, yeah, that's how life is. And then, damn, she asked me another one. Well, I don't really have an opinion, but I plan on learning more about it.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're so insightful and such a deep thinker.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that. You're so insightful. Those guys, they just go on and on and on. But here's the thing, guys. Once again, the more that you let them know about you, the easier it is for them to find some reason to disqualify you. Carlos X, what's up, dude? Prime VA, what's up, man? Let's see. Spacious, what's up, man? He's been here a while, but what's up, man?
So that was date one. We're still matched on the dating app, but we literally just
let's look at one more 40-year-old guy.
And by the way, she liked him 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And he just did one joke, maybe kind of drunk or something.
Ugh.
Oh my
it's this chick again. You guys remember this chick? You remember her? Guys, we covered her on a live stream. You remember she's 42? You guys remember her? Look at this.
Oh, Jesus.
Tell me you guys remember her, dude. You remember?
Wait, she's the one who's never, dated anybody?
Yes!
Oh, my God.
Guys, she's 42 years old. She looks like the Crypt Keeper. Hold on, guys. You know what? Hold on.
She looked like she got, hit in the face or something.
Hold on, guys.
Man, cocaine is one hell of a drug, dude.
Here you go. Hold on. Guys, here you go. Yes, sir. Oh no, guys, look at this chick. Ugh. Guys, man, life just beat the crap out of this broad. She's 42 years old. Guys, how old do you guys think she looks?
Oh, she looks like she's 67, dude.
Yeah, she looks like she's in her 60s. And guys, it's not just the gray hair, because I knew a girl in grad school, and she had her hair was just silver, all the women in her hair. She was gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? It looked like she colored her hair that color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she just looks beat down. Swing low, sweet chariot.
It should not be controversial to say that you don't want 14,000 babies to starve to death or an entire population of people that are being starved to death. This isn't a famine. This is something forced.
What are you talking about? She's probably talking about Palestine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it is.
You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about?
One of my most embarrassing moments in my dating in my 20s happened, and I didn't even get to go on a date with the guy. Let me tell you about it.
Was this back in 1943?
Yeah.
Did he have to get shipped off to the German front?
Horse and carriage breakdown.
She looks like death warmed up. Guys, she looks terrible.
Yeah.
You guys, here's the worst. She's the only person I've seen where smiling makes her look worse.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, it does.
Oh, here we go.
God.
In the mid to late 90s, in my small Utah farming community, an influx of Latino immigrants moved in because of
Are
planned
not the
COVID.
enemy. We're not talking about
My mom
immigrants.
was one.
Anyways, we'll do one more, guys, in her 40s, right? And then we'll go to the 30s, and then we'll talk about race.
Perhaps that woman looking that old is a testament to how much women need men's attention, need men to like get energy from them a little bit. Because she looks like, dude, she does really look like some like a vampire, or like her body's been drained out of her or something.
Yeah. But guys, once again, they're on all these antidepressants. They're abusing alcohol, smoking cigarettes more than men, doing these opioids, stressed out, PCOS, polycystic ovary stuff, Adderall. Yeah.
Also, they don't go out in the sun unless they're tanning in the summer.
True. Or they're friggin' spending some dude's money, right? I think the longest that a lot of these chicks spend in the sun is when they fly to Dubai and let Sheikh Mahmoud drop a deuce on them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because at least it's on a balcony.
You want to know or understand why women in their 40s post-divorce just suddenly sort of snap and they really just don't want to date any of you anymore?
Well, maybe you shouldn't have got divorced. You absolute dunderhead. What are you talking about?
You stupid woman.
They just have this sudden realization and they wake up and they're like, oh my God, I don't want to take care of a grown man today. Huh. And I don't think I want to take care of a grown man tomorrow. Because if I can pay for all my bills myself, hire somebody to mow my lawn, do
Here you
my
go, guys.
driveway, mount my TV, take care of all my plumbing, and like.
So in other words, you're gonna outsource what a guy should do.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay for the stuff that your husband should be doing, when all you need to do is put a hot dog on a plate and give him a blowy every now and then and shut up. You can have all that done for free.
I was watching a Kevin Samuels thing last night about this actually, and he said it's called like Rent-A-Gent, where they're it's like a service for these type of women, which is that is their version of prostitution, basically.
Yeah,
in a sense.
All by myself, and you don't show up to do any acts of service for me that takes any of that off my plate at all. And then you're just providing company and companionship. Well, I get that anyway because I have this great social network. So what do I need you for? Oh, you need me.
Okay.
You need me to take care of you.
Please.
Right.
So basically, you married a loser.
And you love your vibrator.
Which makes you one. Because we are who we attract. Now you are alone, angry, and trying to convince us otherwise.
That's perfect.
Alone. There you go. Gotta do it again. Alone, angry, and trying to convince us. Otherwise, just enough room for a laughing face. Post. That's a key around her neck. He said, "Is that the key to the crib?" Let's go. George Costanza says, "I can donate to you because a 44-year-old single mom is taking me on a 7-day cruise with her ex's alimony while her gets out for the summer. Hashtag couple nuts and go." Yo,
nice.
Guys, I'm gonna make a mug that says hashtag couple nuts and go, dude. That would be a good shirt too. Hashtag couple nuts and go. Dude, that is hilarious. Hold on.
Gotta keep the pipes clean sometimes.
Nuts and go. Awesome. All right, guys. Now let's go here. Look at some chicks in their 20s, guys, and then we will. Oh, I usually don't look at my activity because this is where chicks respond to me. And guys, there's a lot of hate in here. Yeah, you misogynist piece of trash. As I talk mess on their thing, guys. Let me check the likes here. Hold on. Let me check the likes here. Hold on. 1 second. Guys, we are at 80 likes. Guys, make sure to hit the like button. Guys, let's look at some of these chicks that because guys, these chicks in their 40s are cooked, right? And guys, this chick here.
Okay, let's talk about dating.
She's pretty, but she's in her 40s. No. Okay. This is in her 30s, guys. This is right when they realize that they're cooked, and this is right when they're new single moms. I think right here, guys, these chicks are probably the most troublesome, right? Because this chick's pretty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she's the chick that friggin' lure you in with the looks and the thunder throat, you know what I'm saying? And then be like, this is little friggin' Pikachu. And you're like, Christ, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
Year-old single woman in 2025. So some backstory: I was 21 when I met my ex-husband. We got married, had kids right away. Blah blah. blah. Got divorced at 32. So
look at that, guys. So guys, she was married for 11 years, had multiple kids, got divorced. Okay. So guys, in the chat, who do you guys think filed for divorce?
Of course she did. Come on now.
Yeah.
I know. I got to get myself, guys.
You've been had. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
So now, guys.
And I actually think, remember how you were saying 34 you think is the most cooked? I actually think it's really 32, because 32 is just enough to still kind of like lie to yourself, and you're like, oh, I just was like 20, like in my 30s, like just recently. It happened so quick. Once they're at 32, I think they get the baby rabies the most, because they start to realize that they're really cooked. I think 32 and 34 are like the most dangerous ages, the tipping point. Because if you also think about it too, if a chick is like 30, she's probably been on literally like maybe like 1,000 dates.
Yeah.
With a lot of really good prospects. So if they haven't figured something out then,
Well,
or even settled for a guy a little
here,
bit,
snowboard.
that's a problem.
You're doing calculus, and I'm not. Let's do some arithmetic, right? This chick, she's pretty, but she's not pretty young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So she's probably used to, putting the Pokemon at her mom's house or at the babysitter's house and going out back in her 20s and getting free dates. Free drinks, right?
Yeah.
She could go out with just her ID. But now she goes to the bar, right? And she has to bring her debit card. And she finally realizes, guys, that's when it really sets in that they're cooked. And guys, this is when they start talking. This is when girls start talking about older guys dating young girls is creepy, when they were dating older guys when they were young.
Yep. They would take free drinks from him.
I always say girls are dumb, but they're not stupid. Meaning they'll say dumb things because the propaganda makes them say it, but a lot of them aren't dumb enough to actually believe it. When they're at home crying into their box wine, guys, it's because they're not dumb enough to actually. But in public, they have to say dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because
they have to affirm it to each other.
She's a pretty girl, but when she goes out, she doesn't have the same type of guys that are buying her drinks anymore because she's in her 30s. You know?
And she's at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Scene, right? Just another little fishy in the sea. But this shit is confusing. Like, I don't get it. So, for example, like, if a man is obsessed with me, thinks I'm wonderful, beautiful, amazing, cool, funny, awesome, wants to do everything for me. He's love bombing me, and he's gonna be a narcissist. Like, okay, but like, it tracks, so like,
Cooked, guys. She's cooked.
Yeah. It doesn't
You
compute
see-
in her brain.
Guys, rate the Delulu level, right?
It's over 9,000!
And they have this like ridiculous sense of like arrogance or like this crazy ego. Dude is only trying to smash. You know what I mean? And guys, please try not to swear in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'd appreciate that. Now, guys, and then I have like one chick that's in her 20s. Well, guys, look, here's a chick.
I just need to vent because why am I always the second option every single time? I swear, I'm always the bad.
Because you're in your 30s. 35-year-old Chad is not trying to get with 30-year-old you. George, you're all right, dude. You're all good. So, guys, anytime that there's a flare-up of like the Orange Man in the news, all of a sudden, channels get got for F-bombs and all types of stuff. So all we're trying to do is just stay safe,
Backup option. I'm always the option until a different option comes around, and I get it. I have a complicated life. I'm headstrong. I have 3 kids.
There you go, guys.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
There you go, right there. That right there, guys.
So it's okay
You know what?
for him to be the 4th best because you have 3 kids, and then you're worried that you're the 2nd best to him. Doesn't make
I
sense.
actually think, guys, now these 30-year-olds actually might be the worst because there's a lot of them can still dress up enough to be pretty. They're delusional, and a lot of guys still want to have sex with them, so they're super delusional. The 40-year-old chicks know they're 40, and they're still the societal norm that being 40 is old. But a lot of these chicks are freshly divorced, right? Like 2 or 3 years from divorce, and they have young kids, have like 5-year-olds and 4-year-olds.
Yeah, AJ, I think you're actually kind of right. I think I was going to say like 29, 30, because at that age, they can still doll themselves up. And what they still believe in is they can do that hard to get kind of attitude.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
And then they get to like 33, 34, and a couple wrinkles, and the bags under their eyes start to show up, and then they start realizing, oh wait,
Yeah, but another factor too is these are the chicks that are getting the most of the surgery.
Right.
The BBLs and all, and then they have these kids and get mommy makeovers. For the most part, you only see chicks in their 30s getting mommy makeovers. Hell yeah! How are you?
Hey man, my stuff finally works.
And how old are you now?
I'm 33.
Okay, there you go. So, and then Snowboard, you're how old?
I'm 36.
Okay, so we have two 33-year-old strapping young lads, right? Would you guys ever seriously date a chick that's your age?
No. Well, and I was going to state something. So when we look at accountability from 32 to 34, and then they hit the wall, 34, 35. The one thing I start to see now is around 27 to 30. When I say integrity, to men, that means we do the right thing, right? But to women, they've just put their foot in the door of integrity, where you were stating to say they start to pay for things, like that late 20-year-old girl you just had on. And she's realizing like, oh crap, I have to start paying for things. And this is a harsh reality where men stop putting their foot forward and they have to pay for things. And that's where the metal meets the meat, where their accountability then starts after that.
Yeah, that's fact.
That's a good point.
Good point.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a single mom with 2 baby daddies. I understand.
Look at that, guys.
You didn't have second thoughts. Now you're a single mom.
It's not an easy situation. And the ones that I, want to give me a chance, they just treat me like shit. And then the ones that are not interested at all, those are the ones that are like, You know, there's some of us out here that are trying, and you just aren't giving us a chance.
So she's getting friend zoned by Chad. Is there anything more pathetic than a chick that's friend zoned? Like, how dumb, how unattractive do you have to be to a dude? You know what I'm saying? For him to friend zone you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Well, Bob, you're 67 years old. What do you want me to do? Of course I don't want to give you a chance. Yes, I'm not dating my father. What do you want from me, Mark?
Not yet, you aren't, right?
You still call Chad daddy.
I was going to say this before, and I was in a Discord chatting with this probably like a week ago, where over the generations, now presently it said the internet and social media screwed up the younger generation. That's true to a point.
Hell yeah, your microphone's still borging out just a little bit. It's like it's dropping like every other syllable. So do you have a
if I speak slowly, is it better?
Yes. Try that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So boomers and X-gens now have the internet. And you see this advent of adolescence and degeneracy from 40 to 70-year-olds, give or take.
Yeah. Yep.
And now the harsh reality is millennial men, and I would say younger millennial, because most older millennials are married now. Worse, like for me being 33, even though I am dating a younger girl, I am fair to say that if I'm not interested, I can let her go at any time.
Yeah.
Because I'm not P-whipped, because I've seen uncles or friends get divorced, rake through the coals, vets, same thing. And it's come to a realization like feminism has seeped into not only women, but older men that taught younger, like the millennials or X-gens. And you see all this P-whip men that are in the comments that are older or that will pay for dates.
Well, hold on. Okay. And what feminism did was flip the whole tradcon mindset on its head. Because here's the thing: the tradcon mindset works in 1924 or 1944 or 1954, right? Tradcons just aren't smart enough to understand that the game has changed. So feminism with those men that are still trying to tell men the old school way to do things, that's something that the feminists have taken advantage of, and that has not allowed men to adapt to the current times. Because guys, we've all talked to these older guys that are like, well, snowboard, you gotta treat her like a lady, and women are sugar and spice and everything nice, and as a happy wife, happy life. And you guys, you try and tell them that's not how it works.
Yeah.
These chicks are 16, 15 in middle school giving dudes blowies under the table. You know what I'm saying? This is not a game. Oh, well, I don't know. It sounds, a real man would just take it no matter what. And if you got divorced, it must have been something that you did wrong. Or a man of God. Hell yeah, a man of God is going to take this woman and her 3 kids and make a godly woman out of her.
I do think that for older boomers and Gen X that have woken up, they're stuck.
Yeah.
And when I say older generations, what I meant to say, it's like, are there simpy men? Because mind you, these bills were only passed because of the government. But I do think that there's plenty of simp men at that time that thought, hey, it was a good idea, but they didn't see the ramifications 3 generations down the line, where you have women that are feminists that advocate for men to become women that beat them in their own sports.
But here's the thing: is you are correct.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and guys, let's kind of suss this out here. The tradcon mindset, once again, it was just normal men's mindset. It was a traditional masculine mindset that all of a sudden the feminists just turned on its head and then started taking advantage of. Right?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Being a good man.
Yeah.
Just in general. Being what we would call being a good man, that is now turns into simping in a way.
Yeah. Feminism turned a traditional mindset towards women into automatic symptom, period.
Like that used to be a beautiful thing when someone had their car broke down and their tire, and you would if you're a man or female and you helped them, that was like being a good man. Is sometimes you do the right thing because it's the right thing, but now that's so tainted, and that's what's so sick about it.
Yep. And I also think too, guys, because I have an echo. My dad married my mom as a single mom. Back in the day, that was considered an honorable thing to do because my sister's dad was just a piece of trash who literally left. You know what I'm saying? He left and left my mom high and dry. So my dad got a lot of social status, and then he got he done a good thing taking on. But now, once again, that behavior is on his head because back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s and stuff, most of the time, single moms were either widows or they were chicks whose husbands were, your pop was a Rolling Stone. It was so rare. Those were the only reasons why it happened. But what switched? Men
Sexual liberation.
To take on the single moms, but women started becoming single moms for all types of irresponsible reasons. So once again, being a good man to women, the feminists have turned into simping.
Right. Yeah. And I
the worst part about
I would even add prior to the 1960s, the second wave. I've stated this over and over, where from World War I and World War II, how many patriarchs of traditional men? Now I call it patriarch. I don't call it traditional men. When you had a lot of these patriarch men fight for the family and country, you had over 1 million dead, right? And all those small niche communities, as you stated, as far as helping with the car if it breaks down or helping the neighborhood or general society, they're gone. And we've had this happen throughout Vietnam, Korea, not including war, but you could say men that committed, a sentence on themselves, right? And we've come to present day America, where you have young men learning from people on YouTube rather than their own father because they don't have one.
Yeah. Or their own uncles or grandfathers or any of that. Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Or they're trying to learn from Pastor Porkchop, who's either some friggin', LDHD TV closet dude banging underage prostitutes or banging all the chicks in the church. You know what I'm saying? So
kind of break up TD Jakes.
You're
I know, right?
my body
No,
before you even have a conversation with me. What do you expect from me? User 6547829118512. I don't even know your first name. Who are you? What do you look like? Of course I'm not giving you a chance. Like, let's use our brains a little bit here, guys.
Now, guys, let's look at this chick when she's like cleaned up a little bit, right?
I just saw a post that really.
Oh, these tattoos. This is another thing. Yeah, guys. You know what? Guys, do we have a so say we all that these 30-year-olds are the worst?
Yeah.
I think so say we all, guys, because they have the tattoos, the bull rings, but they have the divorces and the bastard kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 29 to 30, man. 29 to 30.
Yeah, I would say 29 to 39 is probably the worst, guys. And she cleans up decent enough to where she can wear like a long sleeve shirt and clean up and trick you guys. But then
that tattoo is terrible.
Yeah, right look at that. What does it even say? But can you imagine Broderick?
AJ,
chick at a club under muted light, right? And then she comes back to your house. And she takes off her shirt, and you see this tattoo.
Wait. We got to clear things up first of all. You take them to the hotel. You take them to a hotel because there's cameras around. You don't bring them home. I don't want to be telling the young guys something wrong now. You don't take them back to your house. You take them to a hotel where there's cameras.
Yeah,
that's what saved that one guy who got set up.
Yeah.
Depending on if you have a single person consent state, I have cameras in my place.
And guys, here's the thing. Guys, don't tell them your real name. Take them to the hotel. And guys, my patented.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
Throw the smoke bomb and disappear into the mist.
Right,
So
you just
she
gotta
never
tell 'em-
sees you again.
You just gotta tell them your name's Snowboard. You know, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Snowboard's out in these streets.
Hey, here's what you do. This is what you do. You ask them if they vote. If they say yes, don't take them out.
Yeah, smart one, guys. That's a good one. Yeah. So, guys, I think, guys, in the chat, put a 1 if you agree that chicks in their 30s
I
are
just need to vent
probably the
because-
worst as
Yeah.
far as like dating. You know what I mean? Like,
It is.
as an older guy, you would think, oh, I'm dating a younger chick that's decently hot, but then she has kids and all this other stuff. And then as a guy who's in their 30s, all this baggage, they have all the same. It's just, yeah, because if you're going to have all the tattoos and the craziest, get a 25-year-old
Yeah.
that doesn't have the kids, that hasn't been divorced. That's not all angry, you know?
I would only say that I'm gonna send a link to you for you to review.
Yeah.
They're doing research right now where it comes to younger women, 25 and younger, because you'd have the belief that a lot of younger women aren't corrupted, right?
Oh, no. Dude, I
Well,
was saying
they're-
that recreational use only. Whoa. Don't get it twisted. I'm not
They're
saying
corrupted
America
as
these
hell,
these
yeah.
frauds. Don't get it twisted.
The lie detector
Yeah. They have a
Do
lot
not
of
mince my words, sir.
Hey, wait. Since we cleared the arrow
Hold on.
things, let me let y'all know. Look, Roger's a virgin. If I'm not coming across another virgin, and even if I do come across another virgin, I'm still not giving that opportunity out. You don't get to get penis from Broderick just willy-nilly. Don't think you could just, waltz up to Broderick and, take him into a bedroom and things
That's
are
the
going to go
safest
down.
way to go. That's the safest way to go, man.
Even if
Hell
you're
yeah.
a virgin, I'm going to start having them, them questions in my head like, well, what's really the point in being with you? You got to do that cost-benefit analysis, as MGTOW's Freedom says.
Yeah. Hell yeah, what were you saying?
Oh, all I was saying is that there's news right now with the younger 25. I believe it's 25 and younger. The activism right now that they have, because
Yeah.
the majority of vote progressive. I'm sure you've seen the charts.
Yeah. Mhm.
And dude, it's nuts.
Look at this chick in
This
her
is probably
20s.
gonna
Look at this chick in her 20s, guys. Look at this.
trigger some
Yeah,
men.
she's
but
corrupted.
this is
Guys,
probably
guys, she has fangs.
gonna trigger some men, but sometimes men really are just too nice to try and date. Not referring to like the incels that call themselves nice guys. I'm talking about like genuinely like nice guys.
She's talking about a guy
Oh
who's
my
a
God,
good
all you
man.
want are douchebags. You guys don't like the real nice men. Like you just want to date assholes. No, I want to date somebody with a fucking backbone. Give you some examples. So I met this guy a few months ago and we've been hanging out every weekend for pretty much the entire time we've known each other. He made it clear that he wants something romantically, and I made it clear that I do not want that, and I don't want a relationship right now because I'm just not in the mental headspace. I'm not in the financial headspace.
Well, we can tell that by the
Yeah,
by
you're getting
bullshit
boned
in
out
your
midweek
face.
by another dude too.
We could tell that she's not
Yeah.
in the right mental space by all this crap in her face. And guys, he's hanging out with her after she said that she doesn't like him. Beta male. Come on, dude.
I don't have the energy to put into that. Instead of taking that as like I should step back and probably wait for her to be ready, he took that as, oh, this is my cue to just go 0 to 100 in 0.2 seconds. The first times we were hanging out, I made a comment about how one of my favorite eyeshadows was like about to be gone. Conversation continues, he's on his phone, and eventually I look over to see what he's doing, and he's looking up and trying to find this exact eyeshadow. And like, yeah, that's a nice thing if he had been like, oh, here, I found one.
I can't, guys. I can't. But this is what these 25-year-olds
mentally
are
ill
doing. Yeah. And then there's a couple other ones I have too. Look at this.
Okay, I'm 25 years old and I've
No, guys,
dated-
how
It's
does
about
this chick
44?
Yeah. How does this chick look any different than the girl in her 20s? I mean, in her 30s, right? They could be the same, just with no bastard kids.
She's too old, AJ. I mean, 25, that's pushing it, really. That's what the deadline is. Look, if you're born after 19 anything, as Undead Chronic always says, you're too old for me. I need him to be 18, 19.
I have been on the apps. I've done the whole thing. So this is my advice to girls in their early 20s on how to date, what to avoid, and what to look.
We don't need to hear that. Now, guys, we'll get in the race here, but let's see. I think hell yeah, drop this. So
A video here that you guys sent me. It says, "Why are young women radicalizing?" with Claire Lehman, and let's get into it.
We need to talk about radicalization. While we hear a lot about the radicalization of young men, particularly since the release of the new crime drama Adolescence, we also need to talk about the radicalization of young women. I first wrote about this issue for The Australian a year ago. Since then, the worldwide trend has persisted and it may have gotten worse. Data published by the UK's Financial Times shows that among Generation Z in nations as diverse as...
Yeah, guys, we went over this on this channel. Yeah, how Gen Z men are super conservative and Gen Z women are super woke. You know what I mean?
South Korea, the US, Germany, and the UK, a majority of women have become hyper-progressive in a relatively short time frame. John
Hey, AJ.
Byrne Murdoch, who compiled this...
So if you go back to that chart, there's another guy, I forgot his name. I broke down the chart with him. And so you see around the 2010 to 2015 mark,
yeah,
Instagram kind of got big back around 2012. And it started to hit back around 2016. And what this trend showed is that the advent of social media becoming massively popular. Look at the progressive, because it was affirmation, patting each other self on the back.
Yes, because they're not doing anything real. They're not doing
correct
any tangible change. They're just out there putting BLM stickers on their on their profile pictures and all that, and which makes them. And this also shows that this is a mind virus.
They won't do anything that takes self-sacrifice.
Yeah, and they won't do anything that goes against the social media trend.
Well, and
that's all it is.
It also showed, I'll have to send you some things in Discord, but what it also showed is that because men are turning more conservative, Better Bachelor and Aaron Clary even had stated that there's the curiosity of men being interested in women is almost gone. Because you don't have that part of, again, the curiosity to it. And on top of it, they're coming out with younger men having ED because of all the, what do they call it, algorithm that Instagram feeds them.
Hell yeah, I wouldn't even go that far. I think Joe Rogan had a thing where he was saying the difference between dating a chick that's negative all the time, that never is laughing and having fun and can't laugh, and then dating a chick that's actually like fun loving and positive. Guys back in the day automatically got a chick that was feminine, like had like a restorative type of energy. Like if you were in a bad mood, she'd cheer you up. You know what I'm saying? Like they were lighthearted. Like she was
full of life.
Yes. Now all these chicks, they go to college and they come out just next. How is a 20-year-old chick or a 21-year-old chick all negative? Kevin Samuels had a couple of conversations with these girls. He's like, you're 20. Like, what are you even worried about all this high value in dating? You should be full of life. Yeah. You haven't even experienced enough to be out. But what happens is that these chicks, okay, you guys have seen these people
they become energy vampires when before they kind of would like help you recuperate your energy.
Yes, but oftentimes, guys, in the same way, Broderick, you've heard these B-dubs go, it's because of Jim Crow and what our grandmothers experienced. It's like, did you experience Jim Crow? No. It's like, well, what are you complaining about it? That's what women do. They try and take on this trauma from something they've never experienced. Orange Man's terrible. So how has your life changed since he's been in office? Well, it hasn't changed, but someone out there, it may have, and I feel for them. So they're just basically trying to like
they relate to trauma responses very heavily, and it's like I said, all this as a problem. We don't even have to relate to the whole charts and stuff. men don't have interest in the opposite sex like generations ago used to, because the opposite sex are not deciding to maintain their virginity, and a big driving factor in men is purity, chastity, morality, virtue.
Yeah, and I think that once again, this is how bad it is. Guys, I know a lot of 304s in college, right? And these are chicks who were just wearing it out. But guys, they kept it to themselves and didn't let anyone know. And they moved from Seattle to Portland, or from Seattle to LA, or from Seattle to New York, and let some Poindexter, Dad, I met this hot girl, Dad. And they got married and moved on down the line, right? These chicks are so dumb, they don't even know how to hide it anymore. They'll be on the internet. They'll be on OF. They'll be putting it out there that they're 304s.
Yeah.
Completely cooking any chance. You know what I'm saying?
They see it as a badge of honor now.
Yeah, facts.
They don't have no shame in the game at all about any of it.
Yep.
They think it's, I don't know, I guess they think it's cute.
Yeah.
I think the attraction level is still the same. It always has been. It's just that it's not worth it as much.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
man,
the attraction level is still, it's actually probably even kind of higher because it's put in your face more. But you have to be more disciplined about it because it just, at every opportunity, you can waste time, money, your own energy, etc.
Boy, you really think that these guys are just that willing to jump in bed with these broads with the way they think and the way they're willing to kill you over anything?
Well,
I mean, you could
to a degree, a little bit, yeah.
You could add in court laws, paternity test. You can add in any qualifier you want, but I think in general, I would concur with Broderick here with the purity and chastity. But it's also the biggest one is respect.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's the thing that chicks don't understand. That okay. Back in our father's days and our grandfather's days, even the 5s and the 4s and the big girls got married because they knew that in order to compete with the hot chicks, they had to be respectful, they had to be nice, they had to put a hot dog on a plate, have that thunder throat, go to all the football games. You know what I'm saying? But women in general are so disrespectful. Even the 4s and the 5s are disrespectful.
Yeah.
Time frame. John Byrne Murdoch, who compiled this research for the paper, wrote that in the US, Gallup data shows that after decades where the sexes were each spread roughly equally across liberal and conservative worldviews, women aged 18 to 30 are now 30 percentage points more progressive than their male
social media.
Yeah.
Straight up social media. What kind of content do you think the average woman consumes? Ultra liberal, ultra progressive slop.
Yeah.
Won young men by 14 points, while Harris won young women by 18 points.
Think about that clown
represents
world.
a 32-point gender gap among young voters. In Australia, where I live, the trend is not yet quite as stark, but it is still significant.
It's because a lot of Australian men are still a bunch of betas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Younger voters in Australia are
They love it,
generally
nanny
moving
state.
left, and this shift is greater among
But
women.
guys, here, let's go to race now. All right. Oh, wait, hold on, guys. Look. Let's go.
Well, we have
hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's take a little ice break. Ice, baby.
not
Let's
been able
go.
to speak
Let's
directly
reset.
to any of those arrested. One woman's attorney telling me that her client called her from detention just a short while ago after an immigration officer asked if she wanted to sign an authorization form allowing her U.S. citizen children to be deported along with her.
Let's go.
She declined. Marina Lopez this evening is being held at an ICE detention center in Broadview, 24 hours after being arrested inside the South Loop immigration office. She was there responding to a summons received via text message.
And I said, okay, but you understand, as your lawyer, I'm telling you, you have a high probability of being detained. And
she went anyways.
Oh my god. And then left your kids.
Stupid woman.
She left her kids here.
Yes, but I want to go. And I said, okay, let's go.
A mother of 3, including 2 U.S. citizen children, Marina came into the country 10 years ago seeking asylum. She was granted a work permit, but her case has been pending because of a prior arrest at the border 6 months earlier. Speaking from the family's Ingleside home, her husband, who asked not to show his face
because he's illegal too.
And this is why this whole I forgot who I was watching, but it's like, look, if you're about to have a child and you come over from an enemy of the state and you have that child, they're just all of a sudden American.
Yeah.
This is
That's
why
horrible.
the whole program in this country, I think it's been taken advantage of. Because
Yeah.
sooner or later you will not, one, have a simulation, which hasn't happened because I have to speak 2 languages of not my own in my own country. And then 2, they can run for office and be in favor for those that come here illegally as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, or they can wave the flag of a country that their parents fled from. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I hate that with a passion.
Ridiculous.
in Spanish said this. Separating them is very hard.
He doesn't speak English? You don't say, right?
My little girl is only 5. She's
on,
used to
dude.
being with her mother.
And guys, think of this. Like, I think about how many different, types of people we have in this chat. We can all agree that this is ridiculous. This is not a race thing. This is a legal status thing. Okay, this is not a class thing. This is a legal status thing. Because I can't go to China illegally and live a whole life starting a business and living off the government and buying stuff and doing all that, having my kids get educated in China, Japan, anywhere else.
You had over a decade to do something.
Well,
and they didn't do anything for over a decade.
I would say this: if you have kids and you're illegal, then your kids also have temporary visas as well.
Yeah, sure.
She kept asking me where she was. All I could say is that she's detained. It breaks my heart. But not all of those detained yesterday had a heads up. Without the benefit of an attorney to guide them, most responded to their text message summons unawares. Among them, Carla Gil Naranjo, a member at Grace and Peace Church. Her family still doesn't know where she is.
She's followed the process. The day before, she was at that site for a visit, so she did her check-in with ICE. And so what they did was they texted her and said, hey, listen, you forgot to sign some papers. So she went back that day and then they took her. So she was set up. It was a trap.
Beautiful. We have not heard from
awesome guys.
them today.
That was glorious.
In a statement yesterday, a NICE spokesperson said all those arrested had executable final orders of removal by an immigration judge and had not complied with that order.
Makes sense. Now, guys, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. So, guys, let's get into this here. Initially, guys, from the beginning of the conversation, what group of women are the worst to date by race? Snowboard, Colin, hell yeah, Broderick, and then I'll go.
B-Dub.
Okay.
Well, B-Dub, or I kind of want to say this. I've never dated one, but I'm not attracted to them at all. Indian women just seem like gross, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
they
here's
seem
the thing
gross.
about Indians, guys. Indian chicks are either gorgeous or they're gargoyles. I've seen some hot Indian chicks, but then I've seen Indian chicks are either 8s and 9s or they're 1s and 2s, just like redheads.
Are you talking Indian like feather or red dot?
Red dot.
Red dot.
Indians.
Yeah.
Indian chicks are either like hairy and uggo or they're like hella fine.
Their family is annoying. So I actually instead of saying B-Dub, I'm gonna say that because I think their family would be annoying and stuff. I'm gonna say that, even though I never dated one, just to diversify it.
I'm sorry, I muted for a second. What was the question?
Which race of women do you think is the worst to date?
Ooh, well, B-Dubs for sure, without a doubt. But
they get the W.
Yeah. But which race, huh? And no, honestly, I'm reaching the point where I'm gonna say white women because they're just behaving just like B-Dubs now.
Yeah.
You know, they.
Keep
but
on.
you know, One thing what Snowboard just mentioned about the Indian women is that the Indian women, just like Persian women, no, AJ, you're right, dude. They're like 8 or 9s, or they're like a 0 or a 1.
Yeah.
Like they are just like either fine as hell or they're gargoyles. The only problem with the ones that are fine is that if you start dating them, there's an expectation that you have to take care of not just them, but the entire family.
With Indians, because a lot of them are all like professionals. Like all the Indians I know, all the family are all like loaded.
No. In Indian dating culture, if you take on a woman, you're making a commitment to her entire family.
Yeah.
Like Indian or Indian Native American Indian?
Yeah, like Indian dot,
Dot.
like Eastern or Asian Indian, like yeah.
Well, see, I know that like Indians, their families are always up in your business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, there was a girl that I used to know. She was like a lawyer, and then her brother was like a lawyer, and her mom was a doctor, and her dad had some business. So like, well, maybe I've never dated an Indian chick, so I don't know, But I could.
I haven't either, but I thought it'd bring some nuance into the conversation because we never cover that.
Yeah, because Filipinos are that way. Once you get a Filipino chick, they expect you to take care of the whole family and send money back to the Philippines and all that other crap. That happened to like 2 or 3 guys that I know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen that. I've seen that in a Filipino family, but also like the brother-in-law will come like help fix your car and like stuff like that too. I've seen it actually can kind of be helpful.
Yeah,
some of those guys work their nuts off. They're actually good workers and pretty good people.
Yeah, Africans though, once you marry into that family guys, your business is their business, and there is no like, hey, honey, like, could you not have your mom come over here and talk mess and try to emasculate me in my own home? You know what I'm saying? That's the worst part about a lot of these traditional cultures is when they go wrong, So, hell yeah.
I would say white women by percentage. Like you're gonna have black women in there just because there's a higher majority of white women. It will be white women. I would bet that.
Okay. Roderick.
I'm going to say all of them because none of them will maintain their virginity. They count all the way. Keep your virginity, and then we can talk. But when you're not, no, I don't want to date you. You up there giving your body to somebody before you even meet me, and then expect me to take care of you after you had some underage individuals slong inside you, and then probably the mailman. And then, so on and so on. Yeah, no. As a virgin, I don't want to deal with that. So yeah, all of them. All of them apply.
Guys, I think
keep your virginity, folks.
I think the obvious answer would be B-dubs. But guys, B-dubs are so off-putting from the jump that you just avoid them. But white girls can really string you in. You know what I'm saying? There are white girls that like these 30-something-year-old odds where they're like, they can come across as a conservative or come across as feminine and all this stuff. But then once you move them in, once you put a ring on their finger, all of a sudden it completely changes it. And it's
I'm gonna have to agree. I think white women.
I would say white women because they're the most risky. There's more of them. The most risky, and guys, if there's one group of people,
they're more of a chameleon than anybody else.
Who know
B-dubs are not a chameleon.
Not at all, dude. Not at all. But yeah, white chicks, they play the long game more. They're B-dubs are a hippopotamus jumping out of the water trying to chase you out of their territory.
White girls are more covert.
Yeah, they're like
manipulating for the long term.
Yeah,
they're like Warren Buffett doing stuff. Warren Buffett level of manipulating you.
They're like the high five where you catch it and it takes a long time for you to know and it kills you slowly over.
Yeah.
Henry, man, thanks for handing out some memberships, man. I appreciate that. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate that. Now, guys, here we have it. So, ethnicity preferences and online dating. So it says there's always a bunch of contentious posts on why Black women and Asian men struggle in the dating market, and white men and Asian women seem to have it easy. Now, guys, that is true because Asian men get no play. Like right now, because of like BTS and stuff, Asian dudes are actually getting some play, but that's from these like average below mid white girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this knucklehead at my gym. He's this Vietnamese guy. I think he was Vietnamese. But he was like, I just feel like all these girls are fetishizing me. It's like, dude, you need all the help you can get, bro. You're an Asian guy. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You guys finally have an in. You better
hope they have
you still can.
A rickshaw fetish. Like.
Yeah, guys, you need any type of help that you can get. Guys, you guys remember in the late 80s and the early 90s when Wesley Snipes and Michael Jordan brought like dark-skinned dudes in? Like the 80s was all about the light-skinned dudes, and then Michael Jordan shaved his head, and black dudes, we can finally shave our heads. You know what I'm saying? Take what you can get, you know? And then, guys...
you better Tokyo drift that while you can, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Asians can do okay, but they have to have money. They have to have a Beamer, Mercedes, a fancy camera.
Yeah.
But then it's just a girl that's going through like a phase for like they'll go like away like on like a vacation or something, but they won't actually really like him that much and really respect him that much, which is sad.
Yeah.
Which is, that's sad.
Pyro, what's up, dude? Now, guys, the thing is, everything that makes Asian chicks attractive to men, they're petite, they're demure, like all the stereotypes, right? Makes Asian men have the same stereotypes.
Yep.
And guys, I know a lot of Asian guys. Put a 1 if you know Asian dudes. I mean, Asian chicks that won't date Asian dudes. Guys, I'm from Seattle. Colin, you know, because you're in Washington State. There's a lot of Asians there. I know Asian girls who will not date Asian guys because the Western idea of masculinity is black men and white men. You know what I'm saying? Is that Chris Evans, Chad, you know what I'm saying? Or some basketball playing Tyrone, you know what I'm saying? Or like a Morris Chestnut looking dude. But guys, I'm sorry, but Jet Li's not getting any freaking Western name. He's just not.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Look at that. And you guys remember there was like the B-dubs were like, well, since nobody wants us and no one wants Asian guys, we should try and start dating. And the Asian guys took one look at the B-dubs and said,
that shit is a 2-pack. What the fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
they weren't having it, dude. They were not having it. You know?
Yeah.
So Digital says you weren't Asian enough to date. Now, Digital, okay, guys, here's the thing. Asian dudes, so I have a friend, Joel, right? And he's a Korean guy. But he's like 5'10", kickboxing champ, buff as all get out, you know what I'm saying? Very, very outgoing. So he doesn't have that like silent, bow, kind of girly Asian stereotype. He's a kind of alpha dude. You know what I'm saying? So he never had a problem getting chicks. You know what I'm saying? A friend of mine's Kevin Bodian. He was he was a former football player and a kickboxer. You know, he never had a problem getting chicks either. You know, it's do you fit that stereotype of where you have no presence, you have no charisma, you know what I'm saying? All of that. So okay. So in most dating studies, there are 5 generally reproduced findings. People prefer people similar to themselves. So education level, religion, home state, and this preference is true with regards to same ethnicity preference. Does anyone know the 2 groups that date interracially the most? Anyone?
Hispanic.
Like, what men and women, what type of men date the most type of women the most interracially?
Only you probably know that, AJ.
I don't know. White men and Chinese women. Maybe?
White men and Asian women is the number one highest interracial marriages in dating, by far, like by a magnitude. But by the way society thinks it's black men and white women, which is not true, right? Most people date and marry their own kind by a large margin. There is no group where it's higher than 50% date out. I don't even think it's 60%. I mean, I don't think that it's below 60%. 83% of black men marry black women. I think it's like 70-something% of white men date and marry white women. So people are very, very race loyal still. You know? Now, I can tell you that if black women could date and marry out the way black men can, man, shoot, they would be doing backflips. You know what I'm saying? And then they claim, oh, we're just race loyal. No, you're not. Nobody wants them, guys.
Yeah.
Black women, especially American blacks. American blacks, they're the. You guys remember when the was it BP or Texaco? You remember back in the day, he made like the jelly beans remark about the people always leave the black jelly beans in the box, and then I think it was Texaco had to apologize. You remember that? You remember that, right, guys? You remember that? Hold on.
Remember the Afrotech convention? All those apparently, we can get with white men swirlers.
Yeah.
Suddenly changed their tune, and they was trying to get them. They was dying to get a ticket to what's it called? Afrotech.
Yeah.
Where they wanted to go and get some of that nerdy BBC event. Apparently it was popular to go try to get some of the dork guy, they called it.
What was that? I think it was like Texaco. Yeah. Here it is. Yeah, this is when I was in high school. You guys remember this? Look at this. Texaco executives on tape discuss impeding a biased suit. So senior. Let me see if I can find a news report. There's this article on Texaco jelly beans controversy. This is a long time ago. Let's see.
I'm going to speak about crisis that was.
What are you talking about? Well, basically, what happened was, I'll just read it. Okay, so they said there was tapes during meetings where they were unknown. So senior executives bantered comfortably among themselves, planning the destruction of documents that were demanded in a federal discrimination lawsuit and belittled the company's minority employees with racial epithets. Unbeknownst to everyone in the room, one executive was carrying a tape recorder, and it was on. Look at that. Snitching! They were snitching! Snitches get stitches. The Texaco tapes offer an unfiltered and perhaps unprecedented glimpse into one of the company's senior levels where important decisions, including promotional policies for minorities, were made. The tapes in which executives are heard referring to black employees as black jelly beans and the N-word, and they're trying to say that they're not promoting because black jelly beans. Oh, this diversity thing. Hold on. They talk about like all the black jelly beans are always left in the box, right? Now, guys, I'm sorry to say it, but in dating, these B-dubs are the black jelly beans. They're always left in the box. That's why they're married at a 25% clip. You know what I'm saying? And that's including Gen X and boomers, you know? Once they age out of the actual reporting, that number is going to drop to the single digits, you know? So
yeah, because AJ, we all know them boomer simps love them some B-dubs.
Yeah,
damn.
Yeah, and they get married 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Ridiculous. You think that they would learn the first time?
They like that?
Oh yeah, the boomers love them some B dubs. They obsessed with it. They'll fucking
Really?
fight you because you don't want to be with them.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I didn't know that.
I'm not joking. Ask AJ. Ask AJ, bro.
Broderick, you don't want to be with the B dub. You must hate your mother, right? Please.
I do, and I tell them, I'm like, I'm a child of a prostitute. What you to expect?
Yeah, that's what I say. Because guys, I always say this, guys. You can Thanos snap 99.648% of B dubs away. And the world would be a better place. Everyone goes, but AJ, what about your mom, your sister? Well, to hell with them too. How about that? You know what I'm
They
saying?
can get all the they can get all the smoke too, AJ. They can get all the smoke. Let them go. Let them go.
So guys,
The world will start healing.
Now, what ethnicities do you expect to do well based on the above preferences? So, what ethnicities have the most people who are similar to them? So, white people, 58%. This is a weird number. What ethnicities have the greatest income? Asian, white, Hispanic, black. Who are the tallest? White, black, Hispanic, and then Asian. Who are the shortest? Asian, Hispanic, black, white. And then who are the largest in the terms of relative muscle mass? Black, Hispanic, white, Asian. Who are the smallest? Asian, white, Hispanic, black. Now, it's hard to know the relative weights of all of these, but for illustration, let's use a very basic scoring system to show who we might expect to be the most unfairly advantaged. That's how you know that a woman wrote this, right? What's this person's name? Has to be unfair, right? So remember, this does not mean that anyone should be advantaged. Just that our findings might lead us to expect. Let's give a group 3 points if they came in first. So white guys score a 9, black men score a 6, Hispanic men score a 6, and Asian men score a 3. Asian women score a 9, white women score a 7, Hispanic 6, black women score a 2. So they're below Asian men. Look at that, guys, right? But I would say, guys, even though this is a thing, if you look at risk, I would say, because guys, hold on. Look at this. Look at this chick. Okay, here we go.
I'm drowning. I'm drowning in debt, which exacerbates my drowning in depression. I thought by now, at this point in my life...
You guys, look at her shirt. Guys, what's on her shirt?
For LGBT stuff.
Yeah. This is why white women, I think, are the worst, right? Because of this. Because of chicks like this. They're the wokest group. And guys, you can be...
The privilege has poisoned them.
Yes.
You
can be a heterosexual guy in a relationship with a white chick who's heterosexual, but she will make the Palestine thing an issue in your relationship. She'll make the LDHC thing an issue in your relationship. She'll make politics. Let's just say you don't care about politics. She'll make that a problem in your relationship.
Some sort of accomplishment, but I don't. I don't. And it's just getting worse. And I know this sounds dark, but I completely understand why people choose to walk away from life.
See? The most privileged group of women that have ever walked this God's green earth. Guys, this chick right here, as a middle class, she probably went to college, so middle class white woman lives better than the Queen of England did 80 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And guys, this is why I honestly believe that these ones here are the worst. They're the worst.
Well,
what does a man get out of being with this?
Early grave, AJ.
Headache.
Headache. Yeah. Facts. Now, guys, so the reason why I brought this up is because she's going to talk about capitalism and how capitalism sucks, right?
Yeah.
When the reason why she hasn't missed any meals.
No.
She's in a well-lit room, right? Because of capitalism, right?
For this, you know what I mean. I know I have to be careful with how I say things, but there's no end in sight. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's just no hope. It's only getting worse.
How are there veterans that had both legs blown off by an IED and they have hope? You know what I mean? How are there guys that have seen their buddies crushed in a friggin' industrial accident? They have hope. How is it there are firefighters that have like lost buddies in fires and stuff, and they still get up and do the job every day, and they have hope?
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, Digital says we live in the golden age of luxury, privilege, and peace. That's true. Guys, violent crime has been going down since the 90s in general, to the point to where, guys, all like the news has to sensationalize it. But, guys, we are safer now than we've ever been. You know? And this knucklehead here. One Woo, man. How you been, man? Long time no see, man. Good to see you. So, oh, Michael Essex in Germany. Guys, Michael Essex, dude. Yo, bro, your country, man. Oh, no. How are you guys letting all these knuckleheads into your country, bro? How? Guys, all of our guys in the UK, Germany, France, Australia, guys, give them a round of applause for making it one more day in those woke hellholes, man. Yeah, guys, Germany's having issues with the people from sandy places.
Sandy places, yeah.
And I keep trying and trying and trying, and I keep working harder and harder and harder, and I'm so sick of hearing people say, work smarter, not harder. Well, I've tried that too.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Come on, guys. We know that's cap.
And here's the other thing that she doesn't realize, that over the past, I'd say 3 decades, when you continuously vote for taxpayer money to go to people that you quote unquote want to help, you're going to run out of that money. And it's come to fruition presently where we can't afford, they put the welfare, food stamps, CBT, all this stuff that's transpiring. It's like, look, women voted to help others, but they did it by putting men's taxpayers' money on the line. And we don't have any more to give. And she's, again, this is the integrity coming, where she's realizing that, crap, I actually have to start paying my own bills.
Yeah, true. Very, very, very true. Guys, we just hit 100 likes, man. Thanks for that, guys. Appreciate that. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, guys, thanks for the 100 likes, guys. Thanks for the memberships. Thanks for the super chats. Appreciate that. Guys, give me 1 second here. I got to guys, we're going to go to 304 TikTok here. Because, of course, guys, you know where we have to go, right? Guys, we got to take a little pit stop in the forces. Yeah.
Y'all want to ask me what I'm doing? I'm outside hoeing. I work at hoeing. Y'all want to know what company I work at? I work at hoeing. That's the company I work at, hoeing.
Here we go.
For the squares, 9 to 5, blue collar guys. 304 is not gonna take it offensive if y'all call us a hoe. Like, oh yeah, you're just a hoe. That's what I am, some hoeing. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's what I'm doing. That's literally what it's called. We don't take that offensive. That is.
Which honestly is nice to say, because if you call a chick that acts like one and won't admit that it is, it'll melt their mind. They're like, how dare you say that? That is disgusting. Yeah. I've ruined a few girls by saying that, but I'm saying, like, you are a hoe though. Like, just I actually would respect you more if you just said that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oddly enough, and like, she's actually taken some ownership a little bit.
You guys know who Fresh and Fit's best guest they ever had. They had Angelina Castro on there, and she's a corn star, right? And she was like, dude, I'm a dirty, filthy, nasty 304 that takes BBCs on film, right? And her husband knows all about it, but I guess he was some like special forces. He's like, and he's killed people, and I know that about him. You know what I'm saying? And it was her, this other corn star, these two OF chicks, and these two sugar babies, right? And the sugar babies were all trying to look down on them, and she's like, "Don't you two act like you aren't 304s like I am." What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, but we only get with judges and stuff. She's like, "You don't think that I have judges and senators in my DMs?" And guys, she called them out. She totally called them out. I was like, "You guys are trying to look down at me. At least I'm honest about what I am."
Exactly. Like it actually wouldn't be as bad if some of these chicks just actually kind of owned it. They're like, I'm acting like a hoe.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, oh, I'm just finding myself. And no, you're being a 304.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's just what it is.
That's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And then we hear the can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Who wants to be a housewife? Not me.
Well, good.
Yeah, I actually like this chick that she's just saying that.
Ended.
Say again.
Bloodline ended.
Yeah.
Being some housewife when I want to sell this ass. That's what
I gotta clip that.
Yeah, this chick's awesome.
Let's go. I gotta clip that too, dude, because you guys know that.
Get the female empowerment thing for the TradCon chicks.
Guys.
I love selling this twat.
You remember?
I love selling this twat.
I love selling this ass. Hold on, but
the fuck I look like being some housewife when I want to sell this ass. That's what I want to do. Sell it.
Oh, hold on, Water Star. Come on, her father. You think she knows her father?
You've been had.
Yeah.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Look at that. And then, guys, that's a compliment. Let's see what this. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Look at Look at that. Hold on. There's all these other skanks in her comments. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry, guys. That's copyright music here. Look. Ugh. 304s, man.
Oh my
How much
God.
you want it back? They're all broke.
Ugh. Look at this. Guys, look at this.
Streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got.
Look at that, guys. Can you imagine raising a daughter this whole time? Right? And she ends up like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at that, man. Look at that.
Well, what we've kind of seen over the past generation is that they have the mannerisms of their mom.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, 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 very true. I have one saved, but hold on. Look at this. Is that Flavor Flav?
So yeah, my phone going dead. I'm running behind. So y'all, I'm getting my clothes right now. Mind y'all, I already told Tree that I was on the way, and I just got the shower. Let's go.
Oh my Lord! Oh my God! Look at her lips. Ugh.
Snowboard. How could you, man?
You know what I did? I instead of a bust a nut, I bust the rhymes on her.
Look at that. And guys, make sure to join the Discord, man. We have a lot of fun in here, guys. Let's do this. And we usually do after hours on Sundays in here. So guys, make sure to join the Discord.
Ugh.
I was over there. Why you kept saying I don't see you?
Yeah, I ain't see you.
And he said I was out there, right?
She probably pays for her rides with
I
blow
was at
gibbers.
he dropped me off at
Yeah.
506. His shit is 509. I hate not having a fucking car. I'm walking. It's hot. This is so ghetto.
Oh my god.
She thinks that's ghetto. That's the only ghetto thing about her.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He's talking about something. He finna come meet me, but bitch, I got long legs. I'm already here now. I look too good for this.
The lie detector determined that
That
was
might
a lie.
be a transformer.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all just finished that real quick. Y'all made my money. It's on Apple Pay, but I'm just walking up here to the damn. Just walking slowly. I'm walking slow.
Oh my god. I had to open another drink after seeing this.
Away. And yeah. Well, he 5 minutes away now, so.
Ugh. Look at that, guys. We'll do one more.
Yeah, I hate when I'm waving and I accidentally wave at a pee. Like, ew. I was not
She's talking about the police. Ugh.
Okay, story time.
We already saw her.
My highest hourly rate that I booked was $4,000 an hour for a 4-hour minimum. Yep.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Seriously?
It was $16,000 just to see that girl. I know that sounds.
So she's supposed to be a
Yeah.
madam. Isn't it?
What was that
guys?
at Epstein's?
Yeah. How our content gets censored and taken down, but they can put this up here with no worry at all.
It's female empowerment.
Yeah.
You know who
yeah.
she kind of looks like? Who did Stifler?
Hulk Hogan?
Who did who did Stifler bang in American Pie? Whose mom?
Stifler's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mom.
she looks exactly like Stifler's or whomever's mom.
Yeah.
It do get kind of annoying when people be like, yeah, how do you get into the business? Like, do you have any apps? Do you have any sites? Bitch, I'm not about to sit here and help you make your own bag. The whole purpose of a job like this is for you to hustle and grind and make a bag of your own and
Is
stay.
that a transformer?
I don't know, man. Why do they have 3 crosses on? It's just like insane.
I told you guys. I told you. We can be 304s and it's okay with Jesus.
Stay in your fucking lane. I'm not going to help you because, first of all, that's how lanes merge. I'm not about to be an assistant for you when I'm over here trying to get a bag of my own. Absolutely fucking not. And if you take it personal, you just take it personal. But I feel like if you really meant for a job like this, then you're going to get the bag regardless. No shade. You're going to find a way. You're going to make a way. And if you can't, sweetheart, maybe this job just isn't for you. Stop trying to be down with what you see everybody else doing.
Guys, that's the only reason, like, other than being loud, crass, and rude, B-dubs are a close second to woke white chicks because I can't tell if this is a man or a woman.
Yeah, me too.
That's how bad that B-dubs have gotten, is you cannot tell if it's a transformer or an actual woman.
But I think that look is starting to become more popular, though, and being pushed by media and whatnot. I don't like how it looks, but what I'm saying is that it's a way to try to get people to have them merge together. So because that does look like it could be a transformer.
Yeah.
I think those looks, or maybe a certain like style, or an aesthetic. An aesthetic is the right word for it. I think that's going to become more popular because some people are weird and like that stuff, man. They think they like it. It's weird. They like it. It's taboo. So that kind of works if you're a 304.
Yeah. Because I think that in general,
I would do it, but it works for them.
There are a small group of Asian chicks that like this chick here. She talks about
if you are an Asian girl dating in New York, listen up. I've discovered this for a quite of time. I was just
hold on, Colin, snowboard. Hell yeah, you guys are white guys. What do you think she's gonna say in the negative about dating as an Asian chick? And it involves you guys.
That white businessmen like to treat her like a boy or something. I don't know.
You and us?
I don't know.
Okay.
Asian in New York, probably something political.
They always say that white guys are automatically fetishizing them.
Yeah, but
they
yeah,
always say
so.
that all the time. Always. And here's the thing. You guys know where this comes from, is this. Most men, when they date a good Asian chick, it's like guys, in general, if you get like a regular, smegular, quiet kind of, hi, I'm Jin Lee. You know what I mean? You're like, damn, this chick's quiet. She usually cooks. She's like a chill chick. A lot of Asian girls are really, 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 really chill. Even like second generation. They're just not masculine women. Even the Americanized ones. There's just there are the hood ones, or a lot of the Southeast Asian ones, like the Vietnamese ones, can be loud, like the Aquafinas. But in general, Korean chicks and Japanese chicks are very quiet and they're very subdued. That's alien to a lot of us men, right? Yeah. So once you discover that, you're like excited about it, right? So what happens is that white girls, guys, Asian girls are the white girls, what white girls are the black girls. You know what I'm saying? Where white girls, I mean, anytime that black women see a black guy with a white chick, it's
I'm gonna kill you, you fucking whore.
Because there's a stereotype that the best black men go with white women. With white women, they get mad that they see Chad with Jin Lu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's,
I'm gonna kill your bitch ass, bitch.
So they make these Asian chicks feel bad and say, oh, he's only with you because he's fetishizing you.
Even if he is, doesn't mean he still doesn't treat her well and likes her. I mean, I don't really see a problem with that.
And then these chicks believe this because, once again, I told you guys, Colin's from Washington State. Colin, how often do you see these white girls that are pretty, but they themselves up so they don't fit the male gaze because all their ugly hippie friends are all mad at them for getting all the dudes. So they get this bohemian dreadlock, pierced face look, and they're still hot. You know what I'm saying? But girls they feel bad for winning with other girls. I mean, for outcompeting other girls. They feel bad that they don't have to try, and other girls do. Which is why they always try and say, well, if you don't buy a drink for my fat friend, then I'm not going to talk to you. You guys saw that one Pop the Balloon show where there was all these chicks and a transformer, and the guy pops the transformer's balloon. All the girls pop their balloon. Oh, you're an asshole. What are you popping the balloon for? That has nothing to do with you. He doesn't want to be with a transformer, and you're more worried about this person than about yourself. That's what these Asian chicks, they feel bad because they are the most wanted out of all the women in America for marriage and relationships. When polled, Black men, Hispanic men, Asian men say for serious marriage relationships, Asian women are the number one. For all the stereotypes, they cook, they clean, they shut up. You don't have to argue with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here we go.
Waiting for time and collect more evidence and prove my point. Because, for me, as who I am, I never say something without clear evidence, okay? Even small things happen in life, I am treating it like my college paper, okay?
God, here we go.
Like it's an essay. It could be my thesis for my graduation paper, whatever.
A thesis?
So yeah, if you are an Asian girl dating in New York, be careful with one thing, right? There is clearly a group of guys that only date Asian girls. I am not going to be here and just
Now, guys, she is correct because yellow fever is a real thing. Where it's creepy when you see these dudes. Because back in the day, back in my college days, there was always the guy that had the '93 Honda Civic and only dated Asian girls. Anime, it was a little odd. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? In the same way that, hey, Broderick, those white girls that quote unquote only date black guys. You remember?
Yeah.
They have like the cornrows and like, yeah, son, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And wear FUBU still. Like nobody wears FUBU, but they managed to
Yeah.
So I agree to a certain extent. Like you can tell the guys that do have that Asian type fetish. But guys,
But they use that to just shame men a lot of the
Yes,
time. Too.
yes,
It's
yes.
like what half of it is,
Well,
and that's probably
well-
what this woman is talking about.
Well, another thing that people that women can't understand is like these girls treating fake boobs and BBLs. It goes against their whole thing that men want that, because are Asian girls known for having big butts and big boobs?
Nope.
Or are Asian stereotypes typically
Ass of like a
5'1" and
CD
150?
case
Yeah.
somehow.
But some reason they're the most married. They're the highest earning, highest educated, most married, and least divorced.
Yeah.
So how are the girls that aren't known for having shapes and figures, that aren't known for being strong and independent, that aren't known for that earn the most, that are the most educated, that flies in the face of every single thing that they talk about men. Men don't want girls that make money. Men don't want girls that are educated. Men only want girls that have big boobs. Asian girls disprove that whole theory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So,
give them a label called Asian fetish, because maybe they are just into Asian girls. They are
guys, she's just saying this because
she's
Chad
gaslit.
hasn't come along. No. If Chad came in with an Asian fetish, she'd be
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She'd be all over him. Yeah.
fetishizing Asian women. But there is a group of them that just, as I said, just date Asian women. And they're all
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Isn't that a compliment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, everyone has their preference. So, for instance, I don't date B-dubs. I don't. I'm allergic. I would never, because I would rather saw off my nuts with a butter knife than date a B-dub. Does that make me a bad person?
Yeah.
No. You know what I'm saying?
I've been with a handful of Asian chicks. I wish I actually stayed with them, to be honest.
I like Asian chicks.
That's not the only type of chick
Guys,
that I like.
Yeah, I've dated your Samoan girls, German girls, English girls, or whatever. But I like Asian chicks and then hot redheads. You know, and then like hot mixed race chicks. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things I prefer, right? But I like Asian chicks. Always have, right? That's not weird. And there's nothing wrong with, so for instance, if you're on a dating app and someone says, "Well, I don't date black guys," what am I going to get mad at that for? That's their preference.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of like what I was saying. Like, I don't think the dot head type Indian girl, I'm just not attracted to them. I'm just not. There's nothing wrong. Like, I can't control my biology with that.
Yeah. Yep. That's like guys who don't like girls that are a certain size. So, for instance, I don't like girls that are like 500 pounds. But I don't like girls that are like 95 pounds either. A friend of mine in college,
I'll take the big women.
Well, I know, right? Snowboard's doing public service now.
I do. I jump on the grenade. I love it.
Can you imagine? Your snowboard's downstairs neighbor, and all you hear is
This man is up here talking about proclaiming his love for chubbies.
Snowboard, why you got that forklift in your garage?
I got my tractor.
But yeah, guys, honestly, like a friend of mine in college, not a friend of mine, but this girl that I knew from class, she had a pretty face. That she was probably about like 95 pounds. Like, she would try and wear those low-rise jeans, and the butt was flat because she was built like a little boy. You know, that's not attractive to me. You know, so but yeah, guys, and here let's finish.
And some people really like. They also like fetishize like Russian women.
Yeah,
they'll do that, and I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, if any chicks honestly want to fetishize me or Snowboard or Colin, you these looking guys, hey. No, guys, the thing about B-dubs, though, is they really do have this inflated sense of ego. It's so funny because they are the least wanted, but they have the biggest egos. Here we go.
Does dating get easier the older you get as a Black woman? And furthermore, what is dating like as a Black woman who is inexperienced and young?
And guys, Black women also define themselves by being a Black woman. It's like, why?
And in her 20s. That's a few of the questions you guys asked me on my
crush.
Any woman
said he had a few mopeds.
Any woman that wears a Sublime t-shirt or sweatshirt is a pot smoking slut 304.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single time. Every single time.
Or they're so stupid because they don't even know who the band is. It's even worse. There's nothing worse than people wearing the shirt of a band that they have no clue who they are.
Yeah. But that to me, that's a red flag. It's a no-go.
Yeah.
And I'm serious.
My last makeup kind of get ready with me. I was telling my friend on the phone, I'm like, I am the last person to be making this video. Why are they asking me to make this video? But, you know, maybe my lack of experience, my lack of dating, all of it, maybe that is why I should be making this video. 3 years ago, when I was a pretty small creator, I was kind of a nobody. No one really cared about me. I didn't even have...
No one cares about you
still
now.
are, yeah.
Like 30K yet. I asked a question to Black women. I said, does dating get easier the older you get? Does it get easier in college? I am now a junior in college, and I just picked up my senior classes this fall.
I think,
and I can't.
I think the reason, it's just occurred to me right now. I think the reason why they're just to save time, but B, I think the reason why they like film themselves putting the makeup on, this is them trying to appear humble and like have humility. See,
true.
I'm just regular. I'm adding this stuff on. You can see it as I'm doing it. I'm just like, you know, the girl next door, or maybe not like that, but that's them trying to appear like humble in a sense, but it's very fake. But I think that's what they're trying to do. Like, see, I'm just being real with you.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
It's the only thing, because it's clearly a theme that they're all doing it. So I think it's obviously partly to save time, but I think that's the other aspect of it. Like, see, I'm just getting ready for my day. And
I think this is the thing that they do to try and be like, oh, see, I'm approachable just like what you. And why are her two front teeth yellow? Right? Ugh, look at that.
I don't think that dating gets any easier, at least for me. I don't think that dating for me as a Black woman is harder because I'm Black. I think it's harder for me and many other like women of color in general because we're just smarter. As a Black woman,
You've been had. You've been bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Come on, guys. Someone say something. I told you. This is all cap, guys. This is cap and coke.
Delusion.
Cap and coke.
Well, she made a fallacy in her own statement, because if they were smart enough, why do they all need to make the same content, doing the same makeup, talking about the same thing? Because if you were smart, you would hear it once and you wouldn't need to hear it again.
Dude, this chick thinks a fallacy is a penis. What are you talking about? Hell yeah.
That should be a t-shirt. That's a good one.
You think this chick knows what a fallacy is? This chick is a walking, talking fallacy. How about that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
woman, I feel designed, created, maneuvered, like a freaking AI. I feel like a system built to see through people's bullshit.
To destroy America. To destroy men. To destroy children. To destroy the elderly. Guys, these chicks are destroy AI, religion. Guys. Yeah. These chicks right here. I tell you guys, this right here, beat-ups are the most low-down, pathetic, moronic, idiotic, self-centered, anti-life, anti-male, anti-marriage, anti-peace, anti-religion, anti-respect, worthless. I said that, but worthless pieces of trash out there, dude. No thanks, Michael. Snowboard call dibs.
I'll clear it up. I'll
protect myself
based on my
skin color. Also, like the matches I do get on dating apps are like white boys, but they're not even cute because I don't have a type, but I'm like, really, the ugly ones? I have been
but guys, we are who we attract.
Yeah.
The reason why you're getting ugly white boys is look at you. You know what I'm saying?
And
look
listen how she has no respect on them being like a human being at all.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Like just it's
guys,
really kind of pathetic in a way.
But she's this young and she's this jaded. Back when I was in college, all the girls were like, oh my God, I'm going out on dates, yay! You know what I'm saying? But these chicks, like this
you should be happy someone likes you.
But these girls, by the time that they're 22, really even they've had a lot of sex, but not a lot of heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they even have the reason to hate men other than the fact that Chad pumped and dumped, you know? So
a total of 4 dates. 2 guys of color, 2 white guys. And y'all, none of these dates were bad, but they're not going anywhere.
Well, why'd you go out with them? Why?
And also another thing, like
wait,
they weren't bad.
Hold on. If this chick were to actually smile and be pleasant, she'd be like a 6. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she's not
is dating
bad looking, right? Well, with this weave in, she is. I might have spoke to.
Oh, is that the same girl?
Yeah, this is the same girl. But if she would wear her natural hair and
she looked way better before.
Smile. Ugh. And why are her front teeth yellow? Never mind, guys. I take it back.
This is a whole mess.
This is not a good look. Like, look, and she's trying to be like a model of some kind. What is? If she had her natural hair, would actually like just be pleasant, you know? Then I would say that she's like maybe like a 6. You know what I'm saying? But she just has that look to her, you know? And this B-dubs out in public.
That's like a courthouse too.
Ridiculous. See, she doesn't look bad in this picture. You know what I'm saying? Guys, and then hold on.
Does dating get easier?
We'll do one last one here. Sorry, guys. And then we'll shut this bad boy down.
I want to do a story time because I was just thinking about it and I think it's so funny. But it really kind of just captures how Black women in Arizona say how we just all have a difficult time dating.
Victimhood, right, guys? We knew that they were going straight to the victimhood, right?
Is it a desert out there for
and
you?
I feel like story time that I'm going to go through just really kind of just highlights that. I do just want to preface this by saying, like, I'm not, what the heck? This is my space, bro. I'm not exactly 100% fond over dating right now, but I just think this story is just funny. And
this is one of those.
It's not going to be funny.
No, this is one of those Black girls that dates white guys. This is why she speaks the way she speaks. It's because she's one of those like swirler chicks, right? But like, she thought that changing her mannerisms would open up the floodgates for all the Brads, but then she found out
you've been had, you've been cooked, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled.
It's not going to be Brad. It's some guy like wearing a Patagonia shirt in Scottsdale. She's dating Scottsdale like hippie.
Yeah, Gavin.
Upper class white guy. Gavin the star. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we all know Gavin's not taking her home to see his mom.
And I do find myself decently like attractive, like, so none of that. But a few years ago, I was out with some of my friends and we were out like at a predominantly like Black club in Arizona, like a known Black club before it got shut down. And
I wonder why, right? Yeah. I wonder why. Could it be because Nub was shooting up the place?
Yeah, it could be. They're like,
dude.
Spin around your head like a helicopter with a Glock in his hand.
Yes. But it's true. It's true, guys. I remember once, so when I first moved to DC, I had a co-worker, and he was like, yeah, man, me and some of my friends are going to this bar. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I met him in DC. It was kind of sketch. But then they're like, hey, we're going to go to this bar. And It's one of those bars that turns into a club. And I should have known because right about 10 o'clock, the music got so loud it was hurting my ears, and then nothing but people like me showed up. I was like, oh, and then I was like, this isn't good. I left at like 11:30. Do you know that there was a big brawl that broke out at like 1 o'clock in the morning? I was like, man, screw this.
I remember I saw this guy from across the way.
I saw this guy from across the way.
And I was like, I'm going to go up to him. So I go up to him. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm tapping him. Literally like tapping him. So I'm tapping him, and I think he's like needless to say, this man was not feeling me. He was having a different conversation and with somebody else, a white girl.
See, there it is. There it is. You guys knew that was coming.
Yep. Tyrone wanted someone else.
And you knew.
Wanted yoga
said,
white girl.
But guys, here's the thing. He was probably at the bar, and Becky sat down, maybe just like after a day of like work, and was like, just started up a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like white chicks, Asian girls, like you can talk to them regularly. There is like trying to talk to black girls is like a fist fight. You know what I'm saying? Like they think that flirting is aggression back and forth. It's insults back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
That's fine, but he was more interested in that conversation.
Gee, and could it be because he was already having it and you interrupted? Think about how self-centered it was. He was already talking to a woman, but he ignored me. And also, maybe he didn't want to be rude to the person he was already talking to. You didn't know who this chick was.
Starts tapping your shoulder like that, you know she's an idiot, kind of.
But guys, here's the thing too.
It's bad.
Once again, once white chicks get involved, that's the red hot button for B-dubs. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. They will have a black guy that they would never ever give a chance. But the moment a white girl talks to him, all of a sudden they're pissed off.
Okay, like I understand you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I mean,
BPM said B-dub swirlers are so corny. Why would they put their hair in a way to keep moving out the way? Facts. Yep. African refugee says black women are a terminator. They hunt successful black men and terminate their careers. They can't be reasoned with. They can't be bargained with. Facts. Yep.
It was like blatant disrespect.
How is he disrespecting you? How? This victimhood guy.
Oh, you want to talk about disrespect? How about
she disrespects everyone all day?
How about this disrespect that they dish out on a daily basis just by being around them?
Yeah,
exactly.
Facts. Absolute facts. Roderick tells no lies.
So at this point, like I'm pretty easy breezy. So
but when it happens to them, suddenly they're a victim. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep. Yeah, the moment that they don't get their way, or the moment that they get rejected, all of a sudden,
I'll hope you die, bitch!
I'm taking my L. I'm gonna move on.
Nah, Chad. He be like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like whatever. Like I understand. You can't. Not everybody's gonna find you attractive, and that's fine.
But
as I'm turning to leave and like do whatever, his friend comes up to me, and he says, "Only like the ones that like you."
That's a Scottsdale, Arizona thing.
Look at that.
I knew exactly what he meant.
Look, you shot out your lane.
Yeah.
She shot out. Look, this Will Walker shot out of the lane.
Yep. That's true. Yep.
To say, and I was like, okay, got it. Thank you. The boy I was tapping clearly didn't like black women.
Okay, and
that's
so what? And you're so unbothered. You're talking about it on TikTok. Okay.
Oddly enough,
look how many times they talk about white. They don't want white guys.
Tapping ended up being in my DMs like a few weeks later.
Please.
Trying to get my attention. All I know, besides that, all I know is if I ever want to be in love and find my husband, he is not here. I know that. I know that for a fact.
So, of course, she's going to extrapolate her one experience to all men, just like the rest of these knuckleheads do. So, but all right, you guys.
Okay.
Let's shut this bad boy down, guys. I will not be. Huh? What was that?
I can't believe that thing. I can't believe that Womb Walker mentioned husband. When we all, everybody know watching that TikTok, that thing ain't no virgin.
Nope, not at all. She's not. She has no wifely material traits at all. None. Any man would be stupid as a wife. Any of these chicks. But guys, I will not be live tomorrow night. I might try and do. I got to see how StreamYard works on my tablet. But guys, I will be out of town next week, so I'll be dropping content, and I'll let you guys know in the Discord first if I can figure out lives. But we could try and do live stuff in the Discord. But I'll let you guys know. Stay tuned. But all right, you guys, I appreciate you. Thanks, guys.
All right, see ya.
Have a good one. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
AJ.